Hello, what is going on? It is time for CloudStationTV with the awesome panel over here and guests. So, what is going on, everyone?
What's up? What's up?
Awesome week
What's good?
once again for PlayStation. A lot of news, a lot of stuff going on around. It seems like it never stops. So first,
They learned right when we started this podcast, man. As we started a podcast, there wasn't a whole lot, and then as soon as we started our first episode, it's just been nonstop PlayStation day one.
It's been the signal.
They said they're gonna go with there's gonna be podcasts out there, so let's just make it happen for them so they can have something to talk about.
We fired the cannon. So, thank you everyone for joining us. By the way, a lot of people already in the chat. We got Vet, you're in the chat.
How'd I get there? I'm supposed to be on here.
We got Cloud Gaming Dad Lee. How's it going? Yo, I'll have you on as I drift off in deep sleep. Have a great show, guys. Yeah, he's in the UK. He'll do that. Different time zone. We got JD, of course. We got Dusty Fredericks watching here in Meg's stream. Of course, you always love watching Meg's. And Ray Sherrod, yo.
Ray, what are you doing in the chat? You're supposed to be on a show.
And we got our usual regular Mr. Barron plays Paul. What's going on? And RG Stadia, good to see you, man. And
RJ.
This is like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that you?
Yeah. And Rodella, X-Cloud Station TV is live.
I think we would be lost if Rodella didn't show up with a joke like that. I don't know if we could do a show. We'd have to postpone it.
Yeah, it's like like those old like one angel, one old devil. Well, we got Paul and we got Rodella.
Yeah. And if we don't have one or the other, we can't have a show. We have to cancel.
Yeah.
With that comment, I'm just gonna say, I was gonna wait later in the show to tell you guys the truth. I'm more of an Xbox guy.
We're bringing them to the dark side, and we're bringing them to the dark side.
Rodella's gonna be like, "Yes, I have a fan."
He's a convert.
Just so you know, yes, I'm wearing a PlayStation hat, but I love all the games, guys. I got all.
There you go.
I got all of them. I love them. It's all.
There you go, Ray.
I think it doesn't matter the console that we use. It's more like how you enjoy the game.
Right.
Oh, and we got Dre in the chat. TC, the gamer dad. What's going on? Nice to see you.
What's up,
bro?
I like that name though. We could just call ourselves the Goodfellas. We might get a copyright with that one though from a movie or something.
We might get in trouble.
Might get a horse in your bed.
Anyway, the chat is already on fire. We'll let it consume a little bit. Meanwhile, we go around for the presentation. So, first, Vet, what's going on?
Not much. Just been doing. I did for those that hadn't checked me out yet. I was on Tuesday. I did a first look at Biomutant on GeForce Now, which was absolutely amazing. I probably with just creating the character, and when you start spinning the thumbstick on your controller and the head just moves around, I could have spent like an hour just on that, moving it around and laughing. That was, but the game itself was just phenomenal with just how much detail, and when you max up the settings and all of the open world thing is what I love. I love open world games, so that was fun. I did that again today, and then I've just been playing offline games, Stadia, PlayStation Now, just all over the place as I always am.
Oh, that's awesome. And yeah, you get a lot of freedom for the character creation when you create it, and afterward, like when you pick up a lot of gear. Like I saw some
they literally tell you run around and just loot stuff. Go to the keep collecting because and it gives you the choice. You can either choose the dark side or the good side, and I don't think I have to say which side. I can guarantee everybody on the panel and in the chat's going to know which side I chose. It's probably a dead giveaway. But I'm actually excited to see what it as beautiful as it looked on GeForce Now. I want to see what it's going to look like when it's on PS5 and can take advantage of the PS5 hardware, because that one I think it's going to blow everyone away.
Yeah, because they're doing a native
it's just
version
a beautiful
for PS5.
game. Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
Because right now on PS5 and Xbox Series X, what you're playing is the PS4 and the Xbox One version, which is upscaled. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the next version.
I would put my money that game could be close to Ratchet and Clank's level of graphic quality. It already looked it when I was playing it on GFN, so I could see if they can utilize it, it could be up there with the same quality, the visual quality.
It's kind of strange that they released it in that lower tier version of it, rather than going all up to, I don't know, 120 frames is what an Xbox can do nowadays.
The Xbox, I think it's 4K 60 for this one. I know that it can do 120. I'd have to check back. Can't confirm
it
there.
Do a 4K for the PlayStation version because PlayStation 4 Pro wasn't the best when it came to they didn't make it for 120 hertz.
You mean the jet engine I have here in my house? Yeah. That's
the cloud host.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Yeah, good to see you, Billy, by the way, in the chat. So yeah, even 1080p on the PS5 now looks great. Yeah, 1080p is a good resolution, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Games in 1080p look good. It looks better in 4K, but the difference is as much as the step between 720p and 1080p is much smaller than 1080p to 4K. 720p to 1080p, you see much more of the difference than between 1080p and 4K.
It's a big leap.
Yeah,
definitely.
I like 1080 though, because I like the performance more than looking pretty.
Yeah,
that's just me.
But one thing for sure, not most of the people has a 4K monitor or 4K TV. Exactly. So
that's true.
So having a 1080p, I think is just the top of it right now.
Yeah.
No, it's a good resolution. So we're still going to go around the table for everyone present themselves. JD, what's going on?
Man, I just came off a long weekend doing the Mortal Kombat tournament for the Stadia community. Had some pro gamers, and if y'all missed that 4-hour stream on Sunday, man, it was crazy. It was.
Y'all got your butts handed to you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I saw a few bits
I got out of the set, man. I was watching. I had to get out, man.
Yo, shout out to Ragnar, man. He won both of the tournaments for the Friday and the Sunday, man. He was putting in work.
Wow, that guy doesn't do anything but play that then.
Yeah, that's all he does. That's all he does for sure. And then
maybe he had one of those arcade sticks, they had all the stuff ready for him. Yeah.
I don't know. That guy was it was fun to watch. I will say that, JD. That was definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. Everybody liked that. So stay tuned. We might do another one up here shortly. But outside of that, man, I've just been playing Aerial Knights. Just released Level Yield, the indie title. So I'm enjoying that right now. And what else have I been playing? Oh, Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh.
So,
which is on sale right now, the complete edition in the new sale that just started today.
Yep. So I've been enjoying dipping my toes in those. So that's what I've been up to.
Awesome stuff, man. And Ray, the gaming cyborg, what's going on?
What's up, brother? Man, I've been watching a lot. If anything, man, I've been watching. I don't even watch TV no more. I just watch streams. I swear to God, my wife was like, "You know what? Watch TV tonight." No, somebody's on tonight. So
do you still play for cable or not?
What's that?
Do you still play for cable?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Why? Why do you do
that? I don't know, man. I don't even know, man. My wife, she snatched the Google TV out of and brought it into her room, but whatever. But anyway, the games I've been playing between my PS5 and my Stadia. I've been trying to help my Golden State Warriors get to the NBA playoffs, Shut up, Vet. I know they're not in the playoffs. I don't need to be reminded. I've been, and what else have I been playing? I love me some Red Dead. Everybody knows I play Red Dead with my best friend Kevin.
Hey Ray, they said it's hard to hear you. Dusty said.
Yeah, your microphone seems a bit low volume.
You might need to sit up more.
You know what? It's probably
his wife damaged his microphones, so he's like, you gotta get out. You gotta get off the podcast.
He's just laying back having fun.
All right, I got it. Can y'all hear me testing? Mic 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
I can't even see you.
Yeah.
Shut up. All right. Anyway, guys. So I've been playing Days Gone on my PS5. Thanks to DrSpaceman, he's got me playing that. I definitely want to get Biomutant because I've been watching Vet. Vet, man, his streams been looking like saucy. So I want that game. But that's what. But let's come on, man. Will and Javier, man. That's who I want. I'm excited that they're on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so we got a Gaming Arena podcast on. So what is going on, guys? You want to do the presentation one after the other? I'll let you guys
I'll
run the show.
I let age before beauty talk. So
so you're talking, then you're talking again.
He's only a couple months older than me. That's why I mess with him.
It's a constant battle on every podcast. He keeps. One of the reasons that I wear a hat is because I feel like I'm losing my hair, and they always make fun of it.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not losing my hair, but it's just something on my conscience and saying that. But that's a different story.
If you lose your hair, it's to get the shine to show that ray tracing.
Right, there you go. That's perfect.
There it is. Oh man.
So what's going on, guys?
So I mean, in my side, it's been kind of weird because I've been going to all games instead of playing the new ones. Lately, I've been playing Avengers.
Nice.
The good thing is that Avengers. It's not that old, but they started updating it, like adding more story to it, which I like. And the days that I don't play, I just go in to get something like a loot or something just to get it, and then turn it off and play it the next day or something like that. But and besides that, I've been playing also NBA 2K, which I love. And the other day, I actually tried on Xbox Cloud Gaming. Sorry, I know that's the like about.
Wait a minute. First of all, I have Xbox. Okay, I have Ultimate Game Pass. It's all good, man. It's all game.
So we're very accepting of the Xbox community around. We have some in the panel, so no worries about that.
I play MLB The Show, which I love.
JD's a pony, man.
Playing a PlayStation game on the Xbox.
What are you talking about, man?
There you
Exactly.
go.
Exactly. I'm playing a PlayStation game on the Xbox, which is odd, but yeah.
That was so weird to see that PlayStation logo in an Xbox case. That was just weird.
Well, I actually loved it. I was like, when you boot it up, you literally see Sony PlayStation, and then afterwards you get that little pause, and then it says the Xbox stuff. And I'm just like,
isn't it like Xbox
I
for
don't think
like?
I'd ever seen the day that I would see Sony on an Xbox ever. I mean, but then again, I also never thought I'd see Microsoft being open with Linux.
When I played soccer, the Seattle Sounders, they actually are Xbox is their sponsor. So when you played on PlayStation, that's when I first saw like an Xbox logo was on the game.
What I want to tell Javier is to stop playing NBA 2K because his Boston Celtics are getting smashed. So stop it, man. You're the reason, brother. You're the reason.
Oh man.
They still have a chance. They only have lost 2 games. There's still more games.
They have 0 chance, brother.
They're like Golden State. They're still playing, and they're not like Golden State at home, right?
Exactly.
Heck, even the Wizards are still in it.
He's not even showing his face when you mention the Warriors.
Ray left. Ray left when I said Boston Celtics. He just left. Oh, he's back. He's back. Sorry about that, Ray.
Even the Wizards are still in it. Come on now.
Oh, see, he's a Wizard fan. He's been throwing the Wizards in my face, man.
Oh man.
Hey man,
Can't
Stephen
mess with
Curry's my
Russell Westbrook.
MVP, so don't worry about it, man.
I hope so, man.
I still got you.
He jinxed my Warriors, man.
Well, in my case, I haven't been playing much. Like I told you guys in the pre-show, I just depressed with Outriders not working on my Stadia or my Xbox that well. You know, it's just depressing, to be honest. But I've been my favorite game in the world, Division 2. That's me. I play that pretty much religiously.
It's a great game.
We actually played 2 days ago together.
Yeah, we were playing a little bit of that, and the other game I hit pretty hard in the weekend. It's a game I can't actually talk about, so I signed an NDA, so I really couldn't go into it. But it was a lot of fun, I can tell you that. But
So
that was
a game you signed an NDA, so you cannot talk about it. But okay.
But yeah, hey, I played it. It was fun. You're gonna see it soon.
Why do you mention it then? You
Well,
should have kept
because
your mouth shut. Now we're all intriguing. We want to know what game it is.
Just so you know, I'm a part of that too. I'm gonna have to call it in, dude.
Okay, Ray.
You mention it. I gotta call it in. Hey, Vet, he's talking about the game he's not supposed to talk about. So,
I didn't hear nothing.
Good one, guys. Yeah, but you know, I'm a big fan of PlayStation anyway. Even though I was messing with you guys, but I had like PlayStation from PlayStation 2 on. I don't know why I never got a PlayStation 1. Can't remember why. But I had, and I was very impressed with PlayStation Now. I just subscribed when it was $1, so I just tried it out. And
You describe it in the right time. It used to be crap.
It worked very, very well on my PC. It worked great on the PS4.
Yeah.
I think worked better on my PC than my PS4, which was weird. But
It's not weird. It's
playing
the general
Call of Duty,
consensus.
I was playing Black Ops 3. I couldn't feel the latency, so it was awesome.
Yeah.
So I think they have, and we talked about it in our podcast about their weird cloud gaming history for PlayStation. They bought companies that were like the only cloud gaming scene back in the day, and
They bought Gaikai and on Live.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now I'm seeing the fruits of that. You know, decades after that happened. So I wish they evolve, and I don't know what kind of weird deal they made with Microsoft though. I don't know if they're using Azure to build that on or what's going on with that, but I hopefully it goes very well for them.
Yeah, we'll develop a bit on that later. It's like that kind of deal they have, but they're dealing with Azure, but it's all pretty wazy a bit. And
Okay.
also, can you guys talk about the Gaming Arena podcast, your show you guys have on?
Yeah, we do. We publish our podcast every Thursday. It's not live like this one. We tend to do a lot of bloopers on it, and so we do
mess up a lot.
so we do a little bit. Unfortunately, right now it's in Spanish, but we're working on making an English one for all the guys that want to listen to us. We're gonna start also doing little video blogs regarding obviously cloud gaming. And
Yeah, we're 100% cloud gaming. So we really we touch about a couple of the games, but because we know they're going to be cloud based at some point, so we talk about that. But it's 100% cloud gaming. During this time, the world that we live in, right? I've gotten more friends to play on cloud gaming just because there's no barrier to entry, right?
Yeah.
Available, it's affordable.
those people.
Yeah.
We added a new member to the gaming arena, Hugo. He was kind of upset I didn't tell him that we were doing this today, but anyway.
Oh man.
Damn.
Hey, he just joined the show, and but actually
He
I
was
got
gonna
him.
find out sooner or later. So
No, but I was gonna say he was an avid PC gamer, and I got him to try Stadia, and now he says, you know, it's the best thing in the world that I can play in bed without worrying about, you know, anything.
Yeah.
So that's
You bring it on
pretty
your
cool.
phone. It's really convenient. It's amazing.
That's why he
It
likes
follows you
it.
everywhere.
Even though he complains of the size of the phone, he prefers a big screen. He still play with it.
Yeah, he still
Nice.
he won't completely admit it that he likes it, but he he knows he likes it.
That's
Try to
awesome.
keep it all secretive, like yeah.
Right.
And just a little,
Please-
I'm gonna throw a little plug over here. You can visit us
Yeah, go
over here.
ahead.
You see, on Gaming Arena Pod on every social media, just like that. Gaming Arena Pod.
Awesome,
Gotcha.
awesome.
He's my
Oh,
marketing
fun
guy.
stuff.
Nice. And do you guys have any other projects? Do you individually stream or?
Well, actually, we do as together as the podcast. We do stream, but we haven't done it lately. We're gonna start doing it because I'm trying to figure out which program will be better to use for streaming. Because last time we did it, it came out on 720p and it wasn't that good quality. So now we're gonna start working on new programs or new apps to make it look better.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how to stream Stadia correctly. This is before Stadia said, "There you go, YouTube. You can have integration with it." Right?
Yeah, but there's no cams and there's still some
That's
limitations on
that's
it.
the bad part of it. Yeah, but we were trying to figure it out.
Oh, there's a question in the chat.
Yes, they do have a Twitter.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes, we do, and it's at Gaming Arena Pod. You can find us on Twitter.
No, he asked us individually.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
really?
didn't find you guys individual. I know like the you guys channel,
Yeah,
the Gaming
I-
Arena podcast.
Well, in my
It's
case,
my handle game. My handle. It's my Twitter name. So it's weird to say it here because you're probably not gonna know how it's spelled. So
all
we
Yeah.
we can go to the channel and write it down on the chat.
right.
Yeah,
We
throw
can
it
put it
down
in the
in the
Twitter
chat.
there, so you guys know.
Yeah.
Or in the channel, you can write in the channel. I mean, I don't know how that works.
No, I mean doing this
On the YouTube.
broadcast.
Oh, you mean here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do that all you want. It's all good.
Yeah.
You're part of when you're guests here. You're part of the show. You can do advertising for your stuff. We're good with that. If you're a guest on
can?
here,
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah, Ray.
Oh,
Except for
Yeah,
you,
we
Ray.
just don't let Ray advertise his own stuff. He's the only one that's excluded. It's what happens when you're a Golden State fan.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Oh, he overused his
Yeah,
card. That's what
anybody.
happened, right?
so
That's funny, guys.
yeah, I'd sent some questions. So yeah, I did ask. Basically, I sent a package including some question. And what is your experience playing on PlayStation now? You did break it down a bit earlier that it was really good for you guys with the $1 trial.
Yeah.
On this, what I can say is a while ago, PlayStation Now was pretty bad because they took a service that was supposed to be localized around some cities, like on Live and Gaikai. I don't know as much about it. I think it was more in Asian countries. But on Live, if you were near a city where they had the service, it was working really well. But they took that and made it available across large areas. And it kind of broke the service a little bit, so it was a lower resolution, 720p. And there was a lot of lag. But over time, like it's actually not that long ago, another content creator, Rock, noticed that it improved. And lately, when I was talking with him, he told me about it, that it was there was a lot of improvement on it. It was now in 1080p.
I think you popped into my stream too about that when I was streaming God of War or Call of Duty. You hopped in there and saw the difference, and then I think you had tried it out after that and was like, because it was. I remember that too. I have to agree that
I
was.
went
It
in
was
your
like
stream
night and day
like
difference.
2 or 3 days after I did my stream. I think it's funny we started
Yeah.
doing it around the same time, and
Yeah.
I think the day after I did my stream, I popped on your stream. You were playing that. I was like, "Was that already caught on to that?" So
I had overlays on the screen, and if I had taken all of that off and just had my image on there, I don't think anybody would have. Even if I had turned everything off and just you could hear my voice, but you're watching the gameplay. I even said it in the stream. I was like, if I was watching it, I would never have known it was in the cloud. I would have thought I was playing on a console. It looked so much better, and from the last time I had tried the service, it was crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, PS Now played on PC looks like you're playing on PS4 in the same room. On the PS4,
Yeah.
it's broken down a bit. It's not broken down. It doesn't work as well because the networking infrastructure part of the PS4. We're talking about an 8-year-old console, so the networking chip and all that, the processor for the encoding the codecs and all that is not as advanced as what we find today in computers and in the PlayStation 5 and all that. So the PS4 is really not ideal for PS Now, other than if you want to install the games. But if you have a
That's why it didn't
PS5,
work well with me. Okay, now
yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So because that's one of the things when we talk about game streaming, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you can play it on old laptops and you won't see a difference." You'll actually see a difference. You need to have recent equipment if you want it to work really well, because those processors need to be of the as latest generation as possible. Doesn't need to be powerful, but it needs to have the newer. Um, looking for the word, basically the newer standards for encryption for decoding anything in the network and all that, so that it will go faster for decoding what you're receiving from the streams. So like if you're getting VP9 from Stadia, for example, not all CPUs are able to decode VP9. So that's why having a more recent computer, but that doesn't necessarily require a big GPU, is more helpful if you want a good experience with cloud gaming.
So you have a 1998 Celeron. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, pretty
Give
much.
us Celeron and all, it might
Pretty
not
much.
work.
Just a little FYI.
Yeah. If
So-
you're still using floppy disk, it's not gonna work.
If you can get to DOS, you got it might be time to upgrade. If you even understand what DOS is, you need to upgrade.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
So yeah, I did notice when you're playing on PS5, there is a bit more latency than if you're playing on PC, by the way, if you want to go with that. But I think one of the reasons generally the PS5 is hooked up to a TV while your computer will have a gaming monitor. And the way it's set it up, I feel like there's a tiny bit more latency on the PS5, even though it looks gorgeous on the PS5. But some games you might feel a bit extra latency. So PC, I find for PlayStation Now, is the optimal device to play it. And then on PlayStation 5, it's like the odd game here and there. If it's more action, but doesn't involve too much shooting, works extremely well on the PS5. And then you can always install whichever version you want on PS5. Because some games, like Avengers, for example, you have access to the PS5 version, if I'm not mistaken, to install on your device if you have PlayStation Now. I'd have to check back, but I'm pretty sure it gave me the option to have either PS4 or PS5.
I think he have it. I think it does have it.
Mm-hmm. So that's very awesome. So the other question I wanted to ask.
Just
Yeah.
one thing. I might throw
Go ahead.
myself under the bus over here, but comparing PlayStation Now with other cloud services, like I said, I played Xbox Cloud Gaming. The latency of that one was pretty bad the first couple of weeks. When I was playing MLB, the show, it would just freeze on me like for 10 seconds, and then all of a sudden the game go in fast forward mode, and I go, "Oh, I did a home run! I didn't notice that." So I was like, "Really?"
Yes, score.
Like 15 seconds later, I won.
I'm playing it on my computer browser. I have the xCloud.
That's what I did on the computer browser.
It plays fine for me, but I also have fiber internet.
That's the difference.
So you were playing
I mean,
xCloud on Internet Explorer, right?
No.
No, wait. Spaceman, it gets better. You should give it.
I was actually playing on a Mac.
That's the problem.
So was was it the old Internet Explorer browser then?
I was playing on Google
Internet
Chrome.
Explorer.
Google? Oh my god. So we had a Google on a Mac and using a Microsoft service.
Yeah, I told you
Oh,
it got
man.
better.
I told you it got better. Yeah.
What a
And see, this is what technology does. It allows you to use 3 different company services all at one time.
Right.
Software
Exactly.
daisy chain.
Yup.
At least it
The
was a
Mac
new
versus
M1.
Apple,
so-
the Apple versus PC guy would not be pleased with this.
Not at all.
No, no.
at least he was
actually-
using an M1, so it wasn't old hardware.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's
I
at
actually
least it's the
used-
M1.
I actually used to have a MacBook Pro with a boot camp on with a Windows installed, and that was a fantastic device. Like the machine, it works fantastic. Like I didn't have a like it was all the Intel CPU. It had a GPU inside of it, so I didn't have an extra GPU with that. And I was still gaming like some pretty demanding games on that, and it looked really good.
I actually did one even better. I had a Mac Mini. It was a late 2012, and that was before I upgraded to my laptop. And so it was an i7. It had 1 terabyte SSD, but I maxed out the memory to 32 gig. I wiped Mac OS off of it and just had Windows 10 running on it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I still had all the drivers. I was getting updates, everything. I was like, what great world I'm living in where I can have a Mac, but I'm running Windows 10 as the only operating system.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that small Windows
Steve
form
Jobs
factor.
and Bill Gates ain't got nothing on me.
It's
Hey, they
pretty
let you
good.
do it, right? They let you do it.
Yep. Well, when it was the Intel stuff, there's always ways. I mean, you just got to look the stuff up, but that's always how you find the stuff. There's a will, there's a way.
Best configuration. Okay, Javier is
I'm
putting
typing
something in.
Yeah, I typed it
He's
in.
putting something together. So
Advertising.
gonna move
He's
on
advertising.
They're gonna ban you like Ray, so don't overdo it. They're not gonna invite us anymore, Javier. So man,
So, guys, how do you see PlayStation evolve from here on with cloud gaming?
I actually do think they're waiting in the weeds to get something big. I don't know why, but I think we're gonna get surprised either this year or next year with something.
Yeah. So the lion hiding in the grass, ready to
Yeah.
jump on
Oh.
this prey.
Oh yeah, I don't think Sony is gonna let to continue to happen what is happening now, where all the buzz is Xbox. I'm not saying they're doing better. I'm just saying they're getting on the bus, right? Because PlayStation now is like ramping up, like you guys said. You guys started the show, and then you're getting more news. But they laid a big cycle to be Series X, Series X, Series X, and why Series X better than this and that. But in cloud gaming, I'm still surprised that xCloud actually works fine in Xbox One S hardware, which is crazy to me. They still haven't changed it to Series X software. I mean hardware. So I'm expecting big things.
The more conventional cloud gaming ways, more similar to
They
Stadia
have a
and some other
server.
companies. Yeah, they have servers that
Mhm.
simulate the console, and it seems like it's been working really well for them because I haven't tried both. I haven't tried the latest update of xCloud since they released the browser version. I actually played just a few weeks before that, before they announced it,
Mhm.
that they were releasing the beta. But knowing that it's on the same servers, like they were both hosted by Azure, and
Yep.
PlayStation now runs a whole lot better than xCloud for me. So
I actually would agree with that statement because I'm using both, and I use the app they were testing out for some time, xCloud, that you needed to like download it from the store and do
Yep.
all those things.
Yeah.
yeah, I
It
also
didn't
tried
work
that
great
one.
for me, but my thought was, oh, it's in beta, right? It's not gonna work fine. It's just a test. I got it. But then when they released the browser version, I was having the same issues. So Ray, you're gonna tell me how
See-
to get that to work, brother, because
See,
it's not working for me.
and this is the thing. I'm not having. I mean, it's just like PlayStation Now, there is some games that just work beautiful, and then on the browser, there's games that work great. There's games that don't. I see
Got it.
both. I see both.
Well,
You know.
and I did a couple of tests when the browser first rolled out, and I got the invite. I did my first looks. I tried. I did a couple of them. I did MLB The Show was kind of pixelated. It had its pauses, which you can't play a baseball game and have issues like that, latency issues. That's just, it's not gonna. I shifted to Grand Theft Auto 5 because obviously that's a popular game for some weird reason that baffles me still. But that one ran. It had the pixelation issue.
15 years?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But that one,
Then
it had
come up with a new one after that one, right?
You could. There wasn't a huge latency issue, but it was pixelated, as you know, as to be expected. I waited a while. I went back. I tried a couple other games, and they ran fine. I tried The Sims, and that didn't even work. It kept crashing. Actually, not only crashed the game, it crashed, like, my internet shut off once, and I think it's just Microsoft found out that I like Sony, and they're like zzz, and zapped my credit.
The problem that I'm having though is when I'm at the computer and I'm playing the browser, and I'll get this thing. Oh, you want to stop playing? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I look at my son. Oh, Dad, I'm playing Fortnite. Get up the grills and playing Fortnite. It's like you can't. If he wants to use,
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, that's
What?
it's still amazing. It still amazes me though that, like, they have these problems. I'm like, but you're Microsoft. You're a computer. How can't you figure this out? And I get it's. And I picture, you know, when they talk about, like, when DrSpaceman was talking about, you know, it's the consoles stacked around, you know, I'm just thinking, oh, so they're on where Sony is doing the similar to Stadia, Microsoft's stuck on the LAN party still. They got to upgrade from the 90s LAN party.
That was a great breakdown. I think you hit it right there.
He looked dumb, but he's actually a little smart. But the thing that kills me though, man, I'm in the middle of the inning of the game, and my son, he's like, I want to play Fortnite. And I'm like, bro, I gotta finish the game. You're gonna have to wait. But yeah, you get kicked. It asks you, hey, notice you just booted up your Xbox. Do you want to stop playing? And I'm like, man, that's what pisses me off. That's what sucks.
Man.
Wow.
It's understandable because it's just because it's the same account or a different account.
He uses the Fortnite that he plays with. For some reason he uses it under my name. All right.
So I think that's what it is. If you have separate accounts, it might not.
It's really just because. It's really because Ray plays Fortnite. He just doesn't tell anyone.
God damn you, man. You will never know. No, that's my son. That's my son.
Right.
Minecraft, Fortnite, and Sims 4. Now I know you play Sims 4 with him.
I tried, but Microsoft killed my software and my internet. They everything shut down with that one.
That's the reason why DrSpaceman, because he's
they found you in Nova Scotia.
And he has his own account. He has his own account, you know. But I got all the stuff, you know, on my account. That's why he likes using my account. Not because
you've been playing like 4 hours a day. On that
now, the one question: do you guys think that Xbox and PlayStation they're a little late in the game of adding cloud gaming? They were like, because they just started. No.
PlayStation was actually first with cloud gaming back. PlayStation 3 moving into PS4.
Okay.
For PS4.
No, I'm asking because I wasn't sure who was first. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, PlayStation actually had it, but they was renting. Back then, PS Now was a rental, so you would rent a game for a couple of days or so, kind of like game.
Really, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, the option.
That's already doing testing for Netflix cloud gaming.
Hey, if they contact me, I'm all on board to try it out.
Netflix supposedly is trying to do the cloud gaming thing.
Yeah.
Bro, Walmart, Netflix, KFC console is going to switch over to.
Hey, Verizon's getting into it again. Verizon's getting into. I mean, that's what I like. It never surprised me that with, like, when Stadia came into it and placed, like, I get everybody loves to bash PS Now and all of these, and it's the Sony thing. It's no different than everybody when they go after, say, like Stadia because it's Google. Of course, if you're not a fan of Google, you're not going to like Stadia. It doesn't matter how good the service is. If you're not a fan of Sony, you're not going to like PS Now. It could run great. It still doesn't matter. But
I just think a lot of people, their first experience with PlayStation Now my first experience was horrible. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
And that's what sticks. And that is what sticks. It's the first impression lasts. And if you can't get over it, and you're not willing to give it another shot, you're never. It's a hit or miss. And I just saw an article about PlayStation Now that I shared. So they were showing about the numbers and how many subscribers they have, and that says that they're obviously doing something right. 3.2 million subscribers, and there's still room for growth. So, what exactly? Like, I'm
the
just
library,
saying,
dude. The library.
it's
Sony's
Sony's
not amazing.
I love when somebody says, "Well, PlayStation Now, all it is old games." I said, every platform has old games. I hate the old game analogy because it's so dumb and outdated. Using that as a basis to say, well, I don't want to try that service is unacceptable at this stage.
I actually like playing retro old games, the retro ones. The other day I actually plugged in my old NES and I started playing Mario.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. I like playing old games,
but everybody's like, I want Call of Duty, and PlayStation Now is the only one that. Yes, it is an older Call of Duty, but it's still a cloud version. You can play in the cloud.
Black Ops 3.
And it's multiplayer.
It's actually happened to
multiplayer works.
We wanted to play Division 1, and we had to do it through GeForce Now because there wasn't any other platform that had it.
But you gotta understand, guys, that the young generation, like my son, he thinks cloud gaming is horrible. I've even set it up, and I was like, look, I've even set up the browser on his laptop so he could play. You can play Fortnite with your friends, and he just
right. The easiest way to get him hooked on it: take all his consoles and be like, "Look, this is old technology. You can't use it no more unless you know the combination to the safe, which is my thumbprint."
That's back then. How's the service now? That's what matters. Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If he wants to keep playing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now, it's gonna be in the cloud, brother. It's not.
Well,
yeah.
We talked about that. They were gonna shut down the PSN store for PlayStation 3, PSP, and PS Vita.
Yeah.
Now they're keeping the PS3 and the PS Vita store open, but where do you think all those games are gonna go? The PS5 right now cannot run the PS3 games, and PSP and PS Vita games. You need to, they're still allowing people to do the downloads for the game, but it's still a large amount, like a big library of games that you have that you can make money on, that people appreciate to be able to play, and that you can still sell. Put them in the cloud. Allow people to play them on their computer, on their cell phone, on their PS5.
Figured that out early on, Nintendo. Because if you get your Nintendo Online subscription, you can download all those retro games and play all those retro games in the Switch. And they basically forgot they had a 3DS. And they just put everything in the Switch. They don't care.
The 3DS was doing much better than not the Switch, but back then when there was the Wii U. They were still pushing the Wii U in front of the 3DS.
The Wii U almost killed Nintendo, but that's for a whole nother podcast. That's for the Nintendo podcast that Ray's starting up.
But see, but what I try and tell people
count me in.
But what I tell people is that when you played the games back then, look at what you can play it now. You can play it a lot better on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. You can experience, you can get the features that you didn't have back then, that you can get the features now that are a little bit more advanced and play it. You know, some of them guys were playing those games on AV cords, man. Now you can play it on HDMI.
Hey, don't knock my AV cords. I love those things.
Oh man,
my tube television on my tube TV. Come on, a big old box thing.
At least get a CRT. Come on, at least get a
CRT. Old.
Yeah, I had that too.
Older.
But no, like I mean, and you look at PlayStation now, and their PlayStation in general, Sony's getting back into the mobile market with bringing their games over. How if Sony brings, let's say, God of War as a prime example. I mean, that's a big game. Do we really think that they're going to fit that, condense that game, and make it look like garbage to play on a phone? No, they're not. They're going to take it. They're going to make it look just as good as what any Sony game looks like. It's always highly visually cool. So how else are you going to do that? My theory is that you're going to have the ability. They're going to have some of it download onto the phone, and the rest will be in the cloud. They're going to use cloud technology because you can't just tell someone, hey, download this game, but you're going to have to delete everything off your phone or buy a memory card from us, and then you can play this game. That's just that's not the way I see it working. I see it's going to integrate with cloud technology. Whether it's PS Now or whether they expand it into something else, I don't know, but I can't imagine that they're not going to use the cloud technology to utilize it with that. Same thing with digital consoles. I've been saying that since digital consoles came out, that's the prime example. The best way to sell a discless one is use cloud technology and do it that way.
Not only that, you know how much money you save when you go to the cloud gaming?
Yeah.
Well, and say money talks.
Money everywhere, money for the consumers, but also money for the companies. You don't have to ship out your consoles. You don't have to worry about your consoles coming back broken because shipping happens. Manufacturing problems happen.
Exactly.
You don't have to build.
You mean like a semiconductor shortage?
And now everything,
everybody.
And now everything is subscription based.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Sony's not stupid. I've been saying this from day one since our first show. Sony is not dumb. They know what they're doing. They just don't announce it unless like Microsoft does. They're not Americans that love to just blab out everything. I hate to use that as the analogy, but that's what it is.
Fun fact. PlayStation PS Now opened up in July 30th, 2014.
There you go.
That's how long PlayStation Now has been out with a 7-day or 30-day or 90-day game rental period, as well as a 4-hour duration where you could buy it for $2 for 4 hours.
Nice. PlayStation Home was still on back then.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Except, the only bad part about all that is just didn't work at that time. Right.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
I remember when you could get PlayStation Now on the they sold the little boxes at Walmart, or if you bought a Sony branded Blu-ray player, you got PS Now with it.
Yep. That's my TV. My TV is a Sony Bravia, and it could run PS3 games.
Yep.
On the TV.
Yep. I remember when they advertised that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back then.
Yep. I have the Blu-ray. We want it with that.
With the PS3 games. Yeah. I remember that.
Ask me how many times have I turned on that Blu-ray since the last 6 years.
They actually released, was it 2017 or 16? They actually released the PlayStation TV, which was a small streaming box.
Right.
Similar to the
I remember that. Yep.
Similar to the NVIDIA Shield Pro. And it could play PlayStation Vita or PSP games. I think it was at the same time that Vita came out.
I bought it. So
it was a cartridge slot actually for PlayStation Vita games. You could download them or play the physical game. And also you could play PlayStation Now on it. You hooked it up to your TV.
Yeah.
So
they
were ahead of their time.
Yeah, they definitely were, and I know because I bought the thing.
Yeah, I bought the thing too.
That was one of my.
But for some reason, I have a vague memory that it didn't work that well, and I think I sold it. If I remember
That's the thing.
correctly.
They were ahead of their time. They didn't wait back then for the technology to work before releasing it. Now everyone wants them to rush the cloud, make it better. They're actually doing something right now.
Yeah, they're just going to say that.
But they're building up something. They were already testing PlayStation 5 games on it. Helmut Hurt confirmed it. The head of PlayStation Studios confirmed that they're using PlayStation now to do the play testing for the PS5 games. Like he
Nice.
played Horizon Forbidden West on PlayStation now. So
And
Well,
also,
and
you were
Go ahead,
talking,
go ahead.
Bet, you were talking about the cost even for, and Spaceman, you were talking about that too, about, the hardware costs and developers even gaining some of that. I think cloud even brings a dynamic for developers that we haven't even talked about. These people can work from home, access actual servers, and do their game testing and play testing there without leaving their home, because then
Mhm.
Yeah.
they don't need a press kit, they don't need a what's it called,
The
the
SDK.
developer kit or anything
Yeah.
like that sent to them. They can
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
log into a
That-
server and I can test it.
That's
Yeah,
how Bungie
and-
did Destiny with through Google Stadia. They didn't have to need any SDK kits sent to them. They
There you
tested
go.
it all out.
Why do you
that,
think?
it's the inevitable? It's just that's the way technology works. I mean, it's just as progress goes. I mean, we all know technology moves way faster. And like you were saying with the PS TV, with that PlayStation TV, it was the product and the concept were ahead of its time. That's no different than the Dreamcast. Sega's Dreamcast was an amazing piece of hardware. It just was
Yes, it was.
way ahead of the time when it came out, and that's what kind of costed and killed Nintendo or Sega. PlayStation TV was no different. It was unbelievable technology ahead of its time, and they're not going to make the same mistake. Sony's not going to do that again. That's why they're not announced.
I think
When
Sony's
we
gonna
find
do
out
an Apple.
information, it's they want us to know what they've
And
got
I've
cooking.
been saying that. I've been saying that Sony's going to do an Apple.
Right, they're just gonna perfect it, and when it comes out, it's gonna be great, and
It's-
nothing's
I-
gonna be up par.
10-1, they're gonna have something
Port factor.
announced at some point this year because of the issue with the semiconductor. When I read about that they're gonna have to redesign the PS5. You think about that and you look at what they've been doing with cloud stuff. Why would you not utilize the cloud? And because
Wait,
you
they're
don't
gonna
want to have to
redesign
make
the
people.
PS5. Wait, I missed that.
Well,
one.
there's talk that they may have to redesign it because of the semiconductor shortage. There was a couple of articles a while back this wasn't just a Sony thing. This was This was affecting everything. It was like the Switch could potentially start losing money from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Why you put me next to
I
him?
feel-
Can I get back down? I like the spot where I was at. Thank you.
there you go.
Thank
there you go. Awesome.
So
We're back.
yeah, we were talking about Sony making like an Apple and making some improvement. That is one of the news. Like I'm gonna go and skip ahead to that one news
Thank
that
you.
came out today, which is extremely impressive. 2 trillion yen that Sony's gonna invest in strategic location to improve their branding. It's not just for PlayStation, but PlayStation is one of the major portion of that investment. They mentioned it
Does
because
anybody
right
know
now
what's the profit that PlayStation brings to Sony as a whole?
it's humongous.
A lot.
Okay.
They brought them back from bankruptcy. That's how big.
Really?
PlayStation was.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
It's-
okay.
Yeah.
PlayStation basically became the main division of Sony. It's their one profitable thing that they have that doesn't fail year
I mean,
after year.
They have PlayStation 5 in China.
Yeah, it just came out.
In the market, people.
That's a big one.
That's huge.
I was gonna
So-
say for Xbox, for Microsoft, I mean, Xbox is not even their biggest division. It's not even close.
No, it's not.
No.
And they had to fight, to
This
get,
year-
to get Microsoft to pump
buy
money
into
into
it,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Like if you verify the profit that were made from gaming, Sony is larger than Microsoft and Nintendo together.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the second one behind Sony this year is Tencent. Then there's Microsoft and Nintendo. They're like very close together. But Sony made more this year than Microsoft and Nintendo combined.
But it's just the gaming department or Sony as a whole?
It's at Sony, but it's gaming, so it's PlayStation. So
Okay.
anything gaming related to Sony. So
Which is crazy.
and
Yeah.
here they're talking about they got 160 million people that are invested in subscriptions towards Sony. We know that Sony shut down a bunch of movie services and all that. So 160 million, that's pretty much the PlayStation crowd.
Mhm.
Wow.
So there's not a lot of people. Like I think there's music subscriptions and all that. But
Talking about being late in the game for Microsoft.
Mhm. And now
You know,
they're
they're
doing
trying to keep fixing Windows 10. You know, they
Oh man.
Good luck, Microsoft. Good luck.
so they want to do a $2 trillion in yen, so 18 billion 39 $390 million dollars. So that's 2.5 times what Microsoft invested in Bethesda, but they were just doing some investment in things they already own. So they're not acquiring anything; they're just boosting their own assets with that money to try to climb from 160 million to 1 billion subscribers to services towards Sony. So that's a lot of money to get a lot of things going.
You say they're not acquiring anything, and then E3 is gonna come in, and then they're gonna say they're gonna buy the whole world.
Hey guys, we want to let you know we bought Sega, we bought Konami, we bought out Sega,
Look at what is going on lately.
Nintendo.
We brought Final Fantasy.
But just look at what has been going on lately. Yeah, they did buy Insomniac in 2019, but
It was a
other
great
than
buy.
that,
A great buy.
yeah, it was a
Yeah,
heck.
makes sense.
239 million,
That was
229 million.
nothing.
But
for
if
that
you
company.
look how they're doing, and look at I'm going to use Microsoft as Microsoft's been buying up things left and right, companies. You know how much they've been dropping money for Bethesda and all these other things. How they doing though with spending all that money, and then you look at how Sony doing. It seems that the more they spend, Sony just keeps moving up further and further away ahead of the of them, and they're losing.
Just look at the latest news with Discord that Microsoft was trying to buy Discord for like 10 billion, and
Yeah, $10
Sony
billion
instead just invested $200 million in a company, and Discord
just
was
love
like
that
super
one.
like, yeah, we're partnered with Sony. They got minor acquisition in us and all that, and it's a big world of difference. And Sony right now is like, look at Square Enix Japanese lineup of games right now. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 16, PlayStation exclusive. Final Fantasy 7 Integrate, PlayStation exclusive for a period. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, exclusive, extended by 6 months out of nowhere because it was coming into an end, and they just announced, yeah, we decided to extend the exclusivity to PlayStation Remake by an additional 6 months. And there was also Forspoken by Square Enix,
Hey,
PlayStation exclusive.
But in all fairness, guys, when you invest, though, you got to see down the road what your investment's going to do. So
Mhm.
we can talk.
Well,
shit. We can talk. shit
Microsoft
now, but we
apparently
gotta
forgot to
see-
look at that.
We got to see down the
no,
road.
I'm with
What
Ray on this
was-
one.
You-
I'm
you-
a Ray on
you-
this one
you
because
got-
I
you
think
got-
Phil Spencer has something in there.
You
I
got-
think Phil Spencer has something
Yeah.
in that.
You got.
Yeah.
You got to.
He's got. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm gonna count Microsoft out completely because that would be stupid to do. Microsoft, they've been in the gaming industry since the original Xbox. They're still here, so to think that they're gonna just
And see, and I agree
call
with
it-
Dusty, and I agree with Dusty right here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So that's like I said, Xbox Cloud Gaming might not be working right now, but I can guarantee it's going to get better over time. It's inevitable. I mean, if it doesn't, then I'm going to question what the heck is wrong with Microsoft. Because for a company that,
But
Yeah, I'm excited.
man.
As a gamer,
Actually,
I'm
cleaning their
excited.
asses saying that it's a beta version, just to be sure that they don't throw him under the bus by saying like you're doing a bad service with the cloud service.
But the thing that's been going on lately is that Sony is really working hard at making strong partnership without outright buying people out. And if you look at just lately what happened with Capcom, they released Resident Evil Village, and look at the sales. That's a game made in Japan, like a more Japanese game. 80% of the sales of the game, not console, 80% of the games altogether on every platform was sold on PlayStation. So PlayStation is doing really well with AAA games from big studios, especially
in their-
Japanese. Yeah, especially Japanese studios that are making big games. And that's why we're seeing Square Enix go fully on board with making PlayStation exclusive, because they know their games will sell in huge quantity, because Sony is selling a lot of system. People are buying into the Sony environment. So whoever wants to sign an exclusivity deal first, there's a lot of money involved. Also, it's good relations you're building up with that studio for future involvements that you can have. You're getting special assets, special access to the technology. You only have to concentrate on one system that you can optimize your game for, which makes everything a lot easier. So Sony is doing a lot of things right on this. Like, people have been saying, "Oh, Microsoft's acquiring everything." They're thinking long term. Well, Sony is partnering with a lot of studios, and they're doing very good relations right
And
now.
I stand on this
And
hill,
they're-
and I stand on this hill right here is where it's the Japanese. Like, when we look at America, Xbox, yeah, America, cool, maybe a little bit of Europe, but when you talk about Asian markets and you talking about India markets, like, or you know what I'm saying, like, Microsoft's not holding a candle to Sony nor Nintendo in those markets. So
Even
they
in
only
Europe.
have their potential of growth
Don't
is really
forget
just
Brazil,
American market.
y'all. Don't forget Brazil, South
Brazil?
America market, man.
You
Don't
know?
forget the South
Yeah.
America market. 'Cause
Well,
that's
and,
the
and
market
remember, Sony's also bringing PlayStation games to PC now. They have a mobile market that they're building to bring their big games to mobile. So they're expanding in all kinds of ways. It's not about buying out companies like Microsoft does. They're doing it a different route by bringing their games to the mobile market, which would be a huge thing.
What's the next thing up under video games? Anime, right? Anime is like the next, geeky thing up under video games. Well, what Sony just do? Funimation. They just brought out Funimation, right?
Bro.
And they have a huge anime market, Japanese games that we
I was
might
gonna
not
say,
play, like,
Sony
Sword Art
is
Online
anime.
is very huge. Yeah.
Don't even worry about that.
Movies.
Yeah,
Hold on, man.
movies.
You forget movies.
Mhm.
Movies.
Man.
Entertainment.
Man.
See that you brought something up there, Ray. Sony is an entertainment company versus
Yes.
Microsoft is a technology company.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's why I think even production value for games, Sony takes care more of that. Because if you really look at it,
Right.
what's has happened in the last 10 years? Who's won game of the year almost every year? It's a Sony game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
And
it's
then,
like
the-
who was the only one that beat him? I think it was Mario, right?
Right. And then
1 year.
Look
Yeah.
at Halo
Yeah.
Infinite, like you just mentioned the graphics, right? Look at Halo Infinite and look at Ratchet and Clank, and
No,
then
Sorry,
look at
that's not that.
and look at
put them in
Horizon
the
Zero
same
Dawn about
category.
to come out.
Halo disappointed
And,
me,
but
brother.
but
You
you,
can't
know what I
put
mean?
them in
Like
the same
Halo,
category.
no, but Halo Infinite is supposed to be their top tier #1 game, and everybody's complaining about that. But Ratchet and Clank comes out. the
Ratchet
blue.
and Clank is what Cyberpunk was trying to sell.
And then just so and hold on, and the answer, Dusty says PS Now needs to expand to other devices soon. On our
That's
last
coming.
show, Dr. Space was talking about the patent that they did for mobile. They're
5G.
They're getting ready to do 5G, so they're getting ready to get into
But just think,
mobile.
well, and I said if you look at, they brought the the PlayStation 5 controllers supported on iOS, and I'm assuming Mac OS as well, but I didn't.
Yes.
I'm not 100. So what does it? I know it doesn't say much, but if you look at the puzzles, which I effing hate puzzles, and everybody knows that. But you start connecting these different dots all over the place, and it leads me to believe when I saw that about the controller had full support for it, and then they're selling the device, I'm like, okay, are they not telling us something, or is it the fact that the controller they're going to be bringing in, support for PS Now to Mac and iOS. Maybe I don't know.
They're outright selling the DualSense on the Apple Store right now.
Nobody
That's what it
wants
was
to see you
showing.
shoving a donut in your mouth. That's not what I want to see.
Coming with the donuts.
Bro, I seen you eat like that before, man.
Hey, can I have a donut? Can I have a donut?
Shut up, Ray.
That's why this door is closed. I don't want my daughter barging in and doing the same thing.
I hate in Nova Scotia. I can't get rid of him.
It's late enough. Nova Scotia is in bed.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Some tasty donuts, man. But check this out. What if PlayStation Now comes to iOS
That would
device
be
and Google and Stadia's been having a hard time coming to Apple, Microsoft having a hard time coming to Apple, but Apple
And Apple is selling their controllers.
controller.
Hey, maybe
But
you're
that's
doing.
what I'm saying.
You're doing the announcement for them.
They're selling their controller.
And now,
Yeah.
could you imagine if not only on iOS, but what if they bring a PS Now app to say Apple TV,
Mhm.
Apple TV 4K? I mean, you got support for a wireless controller. Then you add an app on the Apple TV. That's a good way of selling the Apple TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if PS Now gets an app, I could see it on the Google TV before the Stadia app shows up there.
Play God of War on the Apple TV.
I
That
have
sells
GeForce
a
Now
lot.
on my Google TV. I have GeForce Now, and it works
See?
great on Google TV.
Everything's on there. Bradenose probably had Shadow on there for a while.
I don't give a damn, man. I want Google Stadia on it, man. That's why I bought
Ray,
the
you gonna
damn
get
thing.
Ray,
That's
you're
why I
gonna
bought
get
it.
PS. You'll get a PS Now cloud gaming service on it before
Before
you go get Stadia.
They
That's the real
said-
going.
They
You can
said
actually-
April.
Isn't that
They
cloud
said
already available on it?
2021. They said mid.
Well, they actually have the they have the remote play app is available on Google, and I've actually used it, and it runs pretty damn well. So
can
I
actually
can still
play-
use the
you can
remote
actually-
play.
You can actually play Stadia on the Xbox using the Edge browser.
brother.
Hey, Google's known for updating their apps on their platforms last. Like,
Yeah.
they're known for that.
But I do
it's
have a
computer.
sense that if we're talking cloud gaming per se,
Yeah.
I think that Google is the one that I've run with very minimal hiccups. It's been like, for me, has been great, and I've used it on every device. It even converted me, like, it even changed my phone and went Pixel. I went like all out.
See, I didn't go that far.
I went
we
like
got-
all out with Google. Hey, there you go. See, Pixel.
Pixel 5, baby, Pixel 5.
Pixel 4.
All I need is all I need.
Pixel 3.
I mean, I'm
hey,
just
3,
saying, if
4,
Sony
5,
had
there we go.
a PlayStation, if Sony came out with a new PlayStation phone,
Samsung.
shut up, Ray. I don't care about the
Yeah,
Samsung.
we need that PlayStation phone to do a comeback.
The only one who has an
Galaxy Knight
iPhone.
over here. The
I
Galaxy Knight.
love the Pixel phones, but I'm sorry if Sony comes out with a new PlayStation phone, I'm gonna say bye to Pixel because I'm pulled
Does
back.
Sony still do cell phones? Do they still do cell phones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do cell
Yeah.
phones. I
Oh,
showed
really?
it on the podcast a couple.
What do they
of
run
weeks
it
back.
at? Android?
Yeah, running
Yeah.
Android.
Okay. So yeah. that
I am
might
the
be a
old
good
one using iPhone here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man,
I
you're
only
burying
use
yourself
like a
even more,
PlayStation
brother.
phone that
Yeah,
you
but
just
you know
slide.
what? You have an iPhone, so PlayStation 5 controller works with it, so you're good.
You're good to go.
You're the only one that gets to use a PlayStation 5 controller on your phone.
It's like I said before. I'm still using a Mac, and I'm playing Stadia, Xbox, and PlayStation now. So through the browser.
I just sent him the clip because I wasn't using it for Google Stadia, so he can play with the Google Stadia controller in his iOS device. I just sent him that.
Yeah, that used to be the PlayStation
Oh,
phone,
see,
and
Sonny
that's
Ericsson.
Oh,
Damn.
and
Look
that's
at
a
that.
concept they did a bit later that they never released for a
That
newer
would be cool,
edition.
though.
But yeah, this
They
one
did
was available on the
did
market.
just start a new mobile division, so it would not surprise me. I know it's geared towards bringing games to mobile, but it would not surprise. I would not be shocked if a phone pops up also.
That
would be a
looks
lot of
pretty
fun.
good, man.
It's
Yeah,
your
it's
PS.
physical controls on your phone,
PSP.
so you can just
Jesus
snap the
Christ.
phone up and you're ready to play. You know, I just wanted to do some news because the show's going forward. We got 110.
We're all
an hour and 10
Dude,
minutes.
we're
in.
having fun.
It's
That's
all-
the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Vet's fault, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit.
all
Ray, go
good.
watch
It's
that.
organic.
Oh, that's right. Your basketball team's out.
Oh, that hurt.
man.
Go watch the Niners. Go
So
watch the Niners.
we now know the new PlayStation Plus games for this month, and it's a good one.
Yeah.
So, Star Wars Squadrons, I already bought the game. It's fantastic. You were gonna say, Will?
I was
I
gonna
have
say
never
Javier's a
played it.
huge fan of Star Wars, so as you can see his background, so so he's happy about that news.
Let me tell you something. Haven't played Squadron. I'm waiting for it. Oh, look at it. Show off.
I'm the one sidetracking, right, Ray? I'm the one sidetracking.
You know what, Dusty? My damn son's a Laker fan.
Just
And
look
my
at the
son was
T-shirt.
dropped on his head too.
There you
Nice.
go.
Hey,
So that's a
there it
news.
is right
That's
there.
a nice one.
That's
Look
it.
at my Alexa. It's a Yoda.
Wow,
The hell is that Yoda?
Yeah.
Oh,
Baby Yoda.
Grogu.
Oh my god.
Gru, yeah. So, Star Wars Squadron, excellent game, coming for free this month on PS Plus. That's a big, that's a really big pick.
I'm surprised EA is letting this go like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And normally, like PS Plus, it's some more like indie games, like lower profile. Lately, Sony has been killing it, and now
Yeah,
Virtual
they
Fighter
have.
5
They-
Ultimate Showdown. That's gonna be a big one.
Would that ever be available? Virtua Fighter? Would that ever be available in PlayStation VR?
Ooh,
PlayStation VR.
That would be cool.
ooh, that
That
would
They
be.
go fight
could
again
be
in VR.
interesting.
That would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Sony, take notes. Okay. Just saying.
Hey, well, they're
Next
watching
month
the
we're
show.
gonna see it. We're gonna see a leak next month. Virtual Fighter 5 coming to play. PSVR 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Lakers all day.
Yeah, it is.
that would be fun if they do something
I
like that.
used to love playing them. I mean, I love the fighting games in general. I wasn't big with Mortal Kombat, but Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter were always my favorites.
Yeah.
Bro.
Jay, who was in the tournament?
Tekken-
Was it JD
Tekken had a mode, so
for
What's up?
MK11?
Yeah, yeah,
Tekken,
yeah.
yeah.
Imagine MK11 in VR.
Oh man, that'd
Oh,
be crazy.
my
Get over here.
Man,
It would be
that's gotta-
interesting.
people have heart attacks.
Yeah.
but it has to be a special VR edition that you can only play with other people on VR. But
You know how many-
multiplayer with that would be amazing.
You know how many
Yeah.
TVs are gonna break by doing this?
Get over here.
Good way of losing
You
weight,
get
though.
flames, you get
Yeah.
frozen. On the, oh, man.
And you lose mostly weight in the face because you get that big rubber cover on your face.
Yeah.
You're sweating. And Operation Tango is a game
I'm
I
interested
haven't
in-
heard.
See, I want to play it, but see, you got to play with somebody though.
Yep.
So,
But
hey,
you only
come on, man, get a PS5.
You find me one and buy it, and I'll reimburse you.
Sandy in the
I'm
cloud
with
just
that on
found
that
one
I'm
today.
trying to get one.
Get on
Yeah,
eBay,
yeah.
man. Just $3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to
Sure.
live. My wife will kill me. I get yelled at for sending super chats. You think I'm gonna live if she's a $3,000 purchase?
Wait, does your
All
wife
you're
know
gonna
the
hear is
code
dead man walking.
Does your wife know the code for the gun safe? Because if she does, you're in trouble.
Bro.
Can't get away with it anyways. I got a joint checking account.
Oh, man, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're done. You're done, son.
I gotta funnel money somehow.
I
You're done,
thought
son.
On a
Hey,
side
it's-
job that pays cash, man.
Hey man, this is gonna be me. This is gonna be me and Spaceman. Vet and Ray gonna get their wives gonna kill him, man.
I know, dude. I
Make your
thought this was
chaos
the
help
month
someone get
that
one today.
it was going to go up $30 on Shadow. So I switched my card out and put my wife's card in there, man. And she said, "What's this? What's this Shadow thing?" I have no idea what you're talking about.
I hope she ain't watching this episode because she dead.
Ray, weren't you
What?
the one that said that your PS5 was an air filter?
What
And
you
that you just
talking?
bought it?
Well,
you
that
know?
was that was the very, very, very beginning. But very beginning, just like all the consoles, Xbox and PS5. At the beginning, there was no really games at launch. But I will say they are starting to put some games in the store now. I'm playing with my PS5 a lot more. So I'm loving it. But
One of these days, Ray, all we're gonna hear is your wife behind you just say, "Get over here."
Yeah, but I will. I did at launch though, man. And like it's like okay, where's the games? But they are starting to get some games.
No, that's what everybody was saying about it, though. A lot of people. It does, but people got to realize it takes time to make a game for a new system. Hence, that's why you have.
Man, you better have some, like at least come on now. But
Sony had the best launch lineup.
PlayStation
they had a better launch lineup than Xbox.
This is the best launch lineup by far.
I mean, come on, like right at the very beginning of the launch. What games did you have? You had Valhalla, which was already on a bunch of. I mean, I've already had that on Stadia. And
Spider-Man Miles Morales,
which was a DLC. Come on, bro.
Man, that was a full-fledged game.
That was not.
Don't disrespect Miles Morales like that. What are you doing? Stop. Put him in timeout. Put Ray in timeout.
Come on, man. Keep it real. Come on.
We're talking about PlayStation 5 games taking a while to come in to get optimized and all that, but that's something I found today that's extremely interesting. The PlayStation 5 game size comparison, because of the SSD that's super high speed on the PlayStation 5, they were actually able to do extra compression on the files. And it's like Control, one of the games, 25 gigabyte on the PlayStation 5 compared to the Series X counterpart, 43 gigabytes. Hitman 3, 61 gigabyte on the PS5, well, 62, compared to 78 on the Series X. It's like all the games on the PlayStation 5 are much smaller.
Just make it 100 gigs and put it in Stadia,
And
I'm
just
throw it on PS Now.
Right. The guy said, like, if you were to install all the games in the list, if you were to install all these games in the list, the PlayStation 5 total file size would be 430 gigabytes versus 608 gigabytes on the Series X. So even though the PlayStation 5 has a smaller drive, it's actually able to pack more games because they were able to do more compression because the solid state drive runs so fast on PS5, and it's really integrated in the I/O of the device. So
yeah, man, Microsoft could never do a small file for anything in their life.
They go big.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, Microsoft, you're a computer company and you can't figure this out? Come on now. For shame.
How big and bulky is Windows 10, brother? Dude,
I've lost track. Every time you turn a computer on, you got updates coming in left and right, and then you get an update, but then you got to update to fix the other update that when they break something.
You do an update, and then it tells you, hey, you're running out of memory. You want to delete some stuff?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they'll just delete other stuff in the background for you without you knowing.
What did he say?
Where's my file?
Thank you.
Oh,
Just keeping it real. JD,
Neither can call it. Yeah.
And
then
then
it was short, but it was no DLC.
And then you complain about Apple.
Yeah.
Get that
Apple
RE8, get that RE8 on PS5. Man.
Just wait about 5 years, and Apple's gonna sell you a iPad, that is the size of a paper. In terms of thickness. Just give it 5 years. It's only gonna be a screen.
Days of play, man. I'm about to hop in that after this show.
Big discounts. A lot of games that are being discounted.
Look at that.
We're still at B. The list goes on.
Where are we at? Did we get to the end of the list yet? Good God.
The list is humongous.
Well, look at the scroll bar. It's not even halfway.
Wait, how many seams are there? Wait, how many seams are there? Did you see that?
Yeah.
I saw the DLC.
Saw the DLC.
It's like the entire
That's gonna buy them all, though. He's buying them all.
It actually covers.
I got EA Play Pro. I don't need to buy them all.
Right.
I'll just use that and get the discount. Yeah. But I mean, you look at the games on the list. They're not like it's like they're just like, let's just put everything on sale. We don't care what it
There's
is.
a lot of good games. The Last of
Yeah.
Us Part 2 is on there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is a banger.
Which
of
a
a game.
lot of people
Miles
have
Morales is-
not played. A lot of people have not played that game.
There's a lot of
Jeez.
PlayStation games people haven't played or
And
have
that's-
played so long ago
and
that they
that's-
don't even remember it.
And that's why I love. That's why I love investing in PlayStation now. That's why I like playing it, because there's so many games that I have not played that I can go back and play, or games that I did play but I didn't get the experience. I was playing it. I didn't even play it with a HDMI cord.
Oh, for shame, Ray.
It's like,
I can't even look. I can't even look at you right now.
that's all right though, man.
Oh, and
Wait,
you like
wait,
sales?
weren't you the one defending
Eddie!
the plugs earlier? Now you're shaming
There's
him?
more sales.
Eddie, what's
Oh
up?
my God! Come on now.
Eddie, hello there.
Ooh,
by the way,
Eddie,
chat.
player
What's up?
one.
Yeah, I agree
What's
with you,
up?
man. I have Detroit Become Human, and I still haven't played. I'm waiting on my wife, so that's going to take forever.
Oh,
I need
yeah,
to
you're-
play that game.
Whenever she's ready to dive in that story, we can
Ooh,
go.
I gotta
but-
play.
Yeah, you guys,
I want to play
you
that.
guys
too.
can shame me. I bought God of War and haven't finished it yet, so you can shame me right now.
I started it, but
I love them AV cords. You know what? I've never played Detroit Becomes. I know it's on PS now, and I have it installed on my PS4 Pro, and I have yet to touch that one.
You know how
I
you
don't
like
know
you
if
watch
that's
you
my
watch the
style
show.
of game.
You know how you watch shows, right? And so my wife watched me play the games and stuff. So I was starting it, and I was like, she want to really see this game. So let me stop playing. So it's just been on pause, man.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
I don't feel so bad.
Your wives watch you guys play games, man. I don't know what that's like. Mine doesn't. She tells me to go play games so she can watch TV in silence.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't want to watch me play this and spend time? No, get out of here.
Apparently, Detroit Become Human is excellent. I keep being told to play this game. It's unlike you. It's in the games I need to play.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
my
can't
kids
help
Good
it.
story
Too-
so far for whatever point. I'm at.
There's too many games to play. I can't keep up with all this.
I don't know if you guys, but I have bought like a couple of games and I never touched them because I got so many other games that I haven't played yet.
Oh man,
Yeah.
man.
If y'all look at my Stadia catalog, I have
Yeah.
Same here.
I probably have
Yeah, my
every
Stadia
single
catalog's
one of them.
crazy.
I barely touched. I don't know if I played half. I don't even think I put half of them.
148.
PlayStation Now, I guarantee you, there's no way that I'll ever be able to. I mean, I guess if I can get rid of my kids and go on vacation for a week by myself, I could probably knock out a good chunk of them.
Oh,
But
come on, man.
Only
Back
You mean
to
like
the
play an
Cyborg.
hour, not half an
Hey,
hour of each of them?
Just get
Or
just
maybe
get
20
yeah,
Jack.
there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish all of them.
You're
It's
gonna
just
have
not.
to get a jack
but-
for a month in Nova Scotia and get high speed internet.
Right.
And just be a
I
hermit
got fiber over here.
and don't come out
I might
for
go
a
to-
month.
Come out.
I might go to Northern Ireland and just get a shanty up there and just live on the coast and play some games. I mean, it's all cloud based, so I don't need any hardware for it.
He needs a
Oh, you might need
hyperbolic.
Starlink
he
to
needs
get
a,
internet though in that remote area.
I know, right?
he needs a hyperbolic time
mean,
chamber is what he needs.
I'll be the closest to Nova Scotia, so I might move over there. I live in Connecticut, so it's not that far.
Oh man, you can fly right on over there, man.
I'm a good distance away, but I'm not that far off from Canada. I'm in Minnesota, so it's just a hop, skip, and a jump over the border.
Yeah,
Through the wilderness I go.
I'm in Texas, so I'm in the south.
Hey,
Hey,
So like what Ben was saying about the Stadia catalog. Now the thing is that when you subscribe to one of those services, you get a lot of free stuff, and then the library keeps growing and growing, and you never touch those games.
right.
right.
Yeah, PlayStation
right,
Plus
right.
is another reason I can never figure out what to play because they give you. I get so much such a good selection. PlayStation Now, they keep adding stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. So I stop whatever I was playing to try that out, and then I get stuck on that, and by the time I'm done shifting around, I lose track, and then I'm just like, I just need to stop streaming.
If I'm correct,
His
PlayStation now has
GeForce.
like 300 games, right?
Vet showed me his GeForce. What do you got? You got
PlayStation Now is over 800 games on
800
rotation.
games.
800
But
games on
right now,
service.
there was
Yep.
like 350, 400
Oh, okay.
games right now available right now. but
Okay.
they're rotating them. It's like there's a bunch of games that goes out, others go in.
Kinda
So
like
Yeah,
Game Pass.
when
but
I booted up, it was like, oh my god, the list doesn't stop. Like I kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Yeah,
So
there's
There are a
like
lot of games.
800 plus there. I've got my GeForce Now catalog. So I've got 196 games on GeForce Now, 800 plus
Well,
on PS
that's
Now.
your Steam account. That's it, right?
That Steam, Epic Games, and
Okay.
free stuff there. So I've got that catalog of games. I've got 800 plus in PS Now. I've got probably close to 150 or something like that in Stadia. And, and then if I want to factor in xCloud's 100 plus games, I may as well just stay and just avoid everyone. I will be a hermit because then I'll be able to play everything.
I always
and
say
still never finish anything.
Hey, Vet, this is how I justify it. I need to test it so I can talk about it. So I'm not going to finish it. I'm just going to test it.
Yep.
By the way, Eddie, I still haven't beaten Cyberpunk 2077. Just to reassure you, I played a lot of it, but I actually stopped mid game.
I'm towards the end.
See, that's another game that I have on my catalog. I start playing it and then I stop and I play another one.
I'm actually waiting for the actual game to release.
Okay.
It did release. What are you talking about?
I'm waiting for the actual game to
Wait for the multiplayer
Are you
mode.
waiting
Waiting
for
for the
release like
multiplayer
Outriders
mode.
is still supposed to
That
release?
multiplayer mode ain't coming
No,
out.
not the multiplayer mode. I'm
Yeah,
actually
multiplayer.
waiting for the
Nice.
early access to be over for them to
Outriders in
deliver a
alpha.
game that works.
Outriders through an alpha, brother. What are you talking about?
That's why I have it on Stadia.
Oh god.
Man.
New third-party games on PS Now. Oh, you mean day and date release? We might see some stuff like that happening. Like Maker of Chaos has been saying that they should try to get new third-party games on PS Now.
Well, if it works, because I recall when MLB The Show released day one on xCloud, it didn't work out too well initially, and I called that one from the get-go. I said they were going to have issues with it. So I would only want something day one, like on PlayStation Now. If they added something initially, I want to know that it's going to work before I even. They better make sure they test that out and make sure it's going to work, because otherwise it's just going to be a crap storm for them.
That's the main issue. I think one of the main reason why Sony is waiting before doing big improvements on PlayStation Now. Like we already know, PlayStation Now can play PS5 games. But you don't find PS5 games on there right now. And there's a lot of stuff they could do, like bring in a mobile. It used to be on mobile. They're working on mobile right now, but it's not yet available. One of the main reasons, I believe, is they want to increase slowly the amount of players and make sure that the servers can actually top the run. And if they were to release PS5 games tomorrow or release the mobile app tomorrow without doing more testing, it will all crash. So they're going to release some features here and there. They're going to extend it slowly. Like they're probably going to provide mobile support for it if you have both PS Now and PS Plus, or maybe if you're registered on your PS5 or things like that, just to slow down the progression of players coming to PS Now and increase the capacity of the service till eventually they're ready to go full wide ahead. Like, okay, we're getting a new game. Come in, everyone. We know our servers can run the day with you also connecting at the same time. But if you're not careful, like even Stadia, it runs extremely well. When Cyberpunk 2077 came out, for the first night, like Stadia was crashing for a lot of people. Even the day after, people were still having a problem connecting on Stadia. And it was like sometimes you connect, you'd get 1080p. Then it took about 2 or 3 days for everyone to get back into full 4K experience, and it was running well. So they have to stave off to wait until they can they know that it's going to work well, get more people on board.
Was the Cyberpunk issue a Google Stadia issue or a CD Projekt Red issue?
It was on Stadia side. I think too much people bought into the game and tried to connect at the very same time. I know the same thing happened when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, but very momentarily. Like it was just a few minutes, then it was back on and it was
So that's
running
on
perfectly.
scalability on Google sides.
Didn't this happen with Outriders too?
No, that was
Outriders
Outriders.
sucked.
That was Outriders,
pretty
man.
much
That was
That
Outriders.
was Outriders.
Oh, okay.
I ain't not giving CD Projekt Red no pass though, man, because they knew that the game that they made was really for PCs and not for consoles. Because man, my cousin, he showed me a clip. He got it on a PS4.
Oh man,
And it
was horrible. I bet
it was horrible,
Oh,
man.
man.
It was horrible. But those guys knew, man. They knew.
Yeah.
Eddie has a good question here. Since it was a PS exclusive before showing on PC, have you guys beat Death Stranding? I actually haven't yet tried it.
I have not either.
Same. I'm not
Same
a
here.
fan.
I'm not a big
I've
fan
watched
of Kojima,
I
but
watched
that's me.
I watched a friend play it, and I don't know, man. I'm still like Rock. My good friend Rock told me to play it. A lot of people told me to play it, but it's just, dude, it looks like I don't know about
It's a walking
Walking-
simulator, man. You going
Poland.
I heard about that,
UPS?
but I heard people
Ray, come on now.
say
You
both.
can play that one.
I heard people say that it was a boring game, and I heard people say that it was a fantastic, beautiful game.
Once you got to the end game, like once you got to a certain part of the story, people was like, "Oh yeah, it's so beautiful and stuff." Man, I'm not waiting all the way to the end.
I'm still freaked out about the baby. That's why I'm not touching that thing.
That was xCloud, not the game though, right? I think it was a bit of both.
Oh, they got an Amazon Delivery Guy Simulator. Sweet. I'm gonna have to try that game out next. Man, I'm looking forward to that one. If it is anything like Bread Simulator, I'm down.
It looked good.
We're gonna get Vet streaming that for real.
But wait a minute, he won an award though. Kojima won an award for this game, man.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he you know, industry
I
loves
don't
him,
know.
man. Industry loves him.
Eventually, I will play this game. I will play this game.
Talking about Sims, have you guys ever tried the wine sim in Stadia?
100 days.
That just seems so awkward.
Bruh.
I wanted to try it, but I don't want to try that on. I don't want to live stream that. There are certain games that I would play. That's like playing. I grew up liking Civilization. Would I ever play that on a live stream? Hell no. That would never be something that I would live stream because I would probably start losing. My subscriber count would just start plummeting.
What happened? I played Sim.
We're gonna play Ark. I want to play Ark. I do want to play Ark when it comes out.
Does
I'll
look
try it.
interesting.
That one I'm going to try when
Ark a
when
sim?
it shows up.
Is it a
I will
simulator?
try that.
You can.
I don't know, but I
on
get to
PlayStation.
kill
You wanna play it on
dinosaurs.
Stadia.
I've been told that I should like it because I can kill dinosaurs. So I really don't know what else there is to do. I'm going to have to team up with other people so they can handle crafting because I don't do any of that. If I can you give me a stick and I can try to kill a dinosaur, I'm sold.
So Ark was Monster Hunter before Monster Hunter was his name,
Love Monster Hunter.
right? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
Ark is Western open world
Westernized.
survival game.
Okay, gotcha. I never
It's-
played it, so
Dinosaurs. See that I never played it either, and I've had it on all. I got all the platforms that I could have, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
It's on sale right now on PlayStation. $10, man.
I know, but I'm waiting to play.
I can't
it 'cause
afford
I can
that.
Get
I
it
can get a
free.
PlayStation.
I can get it free. I can get it free as a pro
Hey.
member on.
hey, I just saw that on Stadia we're getting Control. I bought it for Xbox. I played like 10 minutes of it. And I'm not playing it on Xbox anymore. I'm waiting for the Stadia version to
It's
come
not
out.
just
I don't know why,
Control,
but I am.
it's Control Ultimate. It's the ultimate one too. So
I
I'm like,
played it on Amazon Luna.
I
It's on
actually
Luna,
played it on
right?
Luna and it
That's-
was excellent.
Oh, there you go. I haven't
anybody?
played it
So
on
got
since
it
we're
on
real quick,
PlayStation.
since we're talking
I
about
had
Control, did
Luna
anybody
for 1
try
week.
it on? That's
What's
because you
that?
tried to. You tried.
What's that bit?
I said so because we were talking about Control. Did anybody try it? The cloud version on Nintendo on the Switch when it was
I
on
did.
there.
I did.
I heard about it, but I didn't actually. I've never spoken to anybody that actually tried that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
Eddie,
Nintendo
It
Switch
worked.
Eddie
Cloud.
Player
I
One
It
also.
worked
love
very
it.
well. It worked very well. It worked very
See,
well.
see, Nintendo's the one we're gonna like. We all talk about like Microsoft, Sony. Nintendo's probably still is still working on their cloud service. They're gonna be the ones that
Uh,
come out full force and just shut.
it's not Nintendo though. It's
I was
it's
collecting
through
turn ups
Ubitus
on Animal Crossing.
Yeah, no, I know.
because
it's through Ubisoft. Yes, yes, it
yeah.
is.
So what happened for so there was Control and there was another game, Hitman 3, that were
Yes,
on the
Hitman 3.
Switch
Yeah,
through the cloud,
yeah.
and that's the publisher that went through Ubitus that they got them
And
to
put it in
stream the
there.
game on the Switch. Ubisoft being a company that not too long ago, Sony, Square Enix, and Epic all invested each, I believe, $200 million in the company. They made a investor call and they all invested a huge amount of money in Ubisoft, which leads me to believe because Ubisoft is a it's kind of a middleman for cloud gaming. Like they'll deal with companies like, for example, Sony, and then they'll deal with other companies like Microsoft Azure to look at, like, they'll negotiate the cloud service availability, like hosting and all of that, monitor it, make quality control and all that. That's what Ubisoft does mainly. So when they did that investment, it made me wonder, is Ubisoft actually the ones Sony is dealing with for PlayStation now, and that's why they got a big gain in quality not too long ago? Because if that's what's going on, probably Ubisoft is hiring Microsoft to provide the Azure service, and they're not putting the PlayStation tag on it. They're putting the Ubisoft tag that includes Sony, can include the Square Enix MMO RPG, like Final Fantasy 14 hosting for the servers. It can include a bunch of things. Then Microsoft is looking at that. They're getting a client which is Ubisoft, and if they disappoint that client by not giving it a premier service, they're losing a lot of money. So they're not tagging it as PlayStation, but as Ubisoft, who is bringing a lot of people in.
Hey,
So
Sony can just drive to Ubisoft, so maybe that's what it is. They're based in Tokyo, so maybe this is not just there, because and how they put it is they're a game cloud game technology leader and offers turnkey solutions to help customers build their cloud gaming business. That's their first tagline.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome if they can build something that you just bring the game and say put it in the cloud. That's
yeah,
basically what
they're
saying
the
they're doing.
middlemen. They're the middlemen for getting the cloud service on. So Sony's got some games. Find a way for that to be in the cloud. Okay, they go see Microsoft. Put that online. Make sure it works good. We're gonna do quality monitoring. Then it goes back to Sony. It's on. It's pretty much what
Maybe
they're
that's
doing.
what maybe that's what Google should do with Stadia in the long run.
Well, Google, because Google has their own servers, I don't think Stadia will ever go on servers other
You
than
don't need the
Google's.
middleman, dude. That's what they do.
But Google could talk with Ubisoft, though, to offer their cloud servers for other companies. Sony could end up being fragmented among Azure, Google, and other companies like AWS, for example. That could
Could be.
happen. Then it's just up to a company like Ubisoft to do the quality insurance and making sure that all of those companies are giving a adequate service for Sony's platform. And they're just getting streams of data. They might even not know that what they're hosting right now is PlayStation because they're not really allowed to peek into what is being streamed other than for any flags like against their policies. So it's a very interesting domain. Cloud hosting, cloud computing, and all that is a brand new industry that's really bursting right now. So it's interesting stuff. Something else here that came to my attention. It's actually from February. It came out a few months ago. Scalpers are the main reason that you can't find a new console. That's from Ars Technica, an article they published. They've made a study because a lot of people have been saying like the PS5s are all in the hands of scalpers. people are not buying them because it's all scalpers buying them. They actually did a study to find, like, on Marketplace, how many PS5s are being sold. Because people buying, like, the scalpers buying PS5s, they're not just buying them to hoard them. They're trying to buy them to sell them and make money out of it.
Mhm.
And by doing some calculation like eBay, Marketplace, and all of that, compared to the sell volume of PlayStation, what it's been publishing, they found that it's actually between 10 and 15% of the consoles that actually end up in the hands of scalpers. So much lower than some were thinking that it would be. So
when I read that, I was even surprised. I thought,
Yeah.
I was surprised when I read that.
It is funny that you mentioned this. We actually, Will and I talk about it on one of our episodes, how these scalpers were buying in all these consoles, and we asked ourselves, is this actually damaging the industry? Like, in a way that people are trying, now they're avoiding buying these consoles and just going straight to cloud gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So
It might be helping cloud gaming. Is what
exactly.
we were talking about that. Because even if you add to not finding the console, you add to not being able to buy PC parts, like getting a GPU, right?
Mm-hmm.
You add that to the mix. Where are you going to play on?
Why do you think Stadia did their pre-edition Stadia Premier Edition bundles? You know, with Cyberpunk and Resident Evil 8, because they knew some of them damn people didn't get those consoles, man.
Mhm.
So they said, you know, let's bite into that market.
and it's one of the perks of doing cloud gaming. Like, for example, if you're shipping those PS5s, you're shipping a machine that normally is made to last, like, a console generation is 7 years. Some of the people buying it are going to keep it for the whole 7 years and beyond. Like, some consoles will last 15, 20 years. That means that if you don't want to lose your name, your manufacturing for the chips, everything, the assembly, needs to be pretty damn good. So because of that quality insurance you're making on those systems, so they're going to last a lifetime for anyone who buys them, it takes a lot longer to manufacture those chips. So right now there is a shortage, and Sony has to sell really high quality stuff. If you make cloud servers instead, you try to get good quality stuff, but if it's within your your cloud servers, you keep some spares just in case, put them online. People are gaming with that 24/7, so you don't have any systems that are just sitting in standby that no one's using. Everything is being used. Then one of them has a problem for some reason, player loses connection, it happens. Then this one goes offline, tags the technicians, like, that server is having a problem, go check what it is, check the code. Oh, the CPU was BS, it wasn't a good one. Just take it out, put a new one in, run your diagnostic.
And if they know what they're doing, they have redundancy. So you would maybe see a glitch in your screen and not even notice that you were switched over to a different rig because yours just went down. Yeah, so if they know what they're doing, they can make this. You know, and also parts. They're going to be able to grab parts before us, the consumer, because they're going to buy stuff at bulk. They're going to get better prices, and companies are going to say, well, I'm going to sell it to them then. You know what I mean? And of course, it's different. It's higher end stuff than what you have on a console. But still, making a console is expensive, and you're not making a profit for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually losing
you have to
money
set it
on
at a
consoles
certain point.
And like Spaceman said, that people actually sometimes hold those consoles for years to go. In my case, I still have my. Huh?
Oh no, go ahead, finish.
In my case, I still have my NAS, and it's still working fine. It's the color right now. There you go.
I love when he just randomly turns away and then just pops up a console just running around. Boom.
Ray, yours looks good. Mine looks.
You're exactly right. I mean, the fact that they had negative feedback about people when they were going to shut the PS3 store down.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still have mine too.
People are still using their PlayStation 3. People are still doing that. I mean, It's no different than cell phones when people buy an iPhone and hold on to it for like 5 years before Apple says we're going to shut everything off. You're going to buy a new one. I mean, consoles are no different. People hold on to stuff. It's part of it is they have a massive library, and the backwards compatibility is another thing. And nostalgia. Nostalgia never goes away. Why do Nintendo prove that by bringing the NES back, the little minis back, the Super Nintendo back? And Sony did the same thing with the Sony did that with the PlayStation. Like,
let's put it this way:
is what helps things.
If you lose your internet, you can still go back to all consoles that don't need internet. And you can still play.
Yep.
Yeah. You know why I wanted? You know why I wanted those mini PlayStations? I mean, not PlayStation. I mean the mini Nintendos. So I don't have to go to the cartridge and just blow in it because it's not working. That's what I really did not want to do anymore.
You know what? That's not the same.
We're sharing the same thing. I do have that one and the Super one.
Yeah,
the Super Nintendo one.
The same. It is not the same unless you have to blow in the cartridge to make it, and then smack the top of it to make it work.
And you like hit it a couple of times, sir.
I know. Right? I remember you used to like you. It wasn't even a tap. It wasn't a love tap. You were just beating it senseless. Come on,
so you have to hold it down to let it down. So I put another cartridge on it to keep the first one on.
No,
well, I remember the PlayStation when the thing would not close. You had to MacGyver that thing. Well, you remember the days when you had to MacGyver the PlayStation to get it to run properly. Eddie knows. Eddie, right here, the army.
You were waiting for the sound, and the second sounds like, oh yeah, it's playing. It's gonna work.
My problem came with the PS3 because my PS3, I kept putting the disc on, and he would just take it out. And I put it in, it would just take it out. I sent it to Sony like 3 times. And then I was like, done. Like, I'm good. I don't need the PlayStation 3
anymore. The original PlayStation. The best I ever did with the original PlayStation when I had issues is I used a rubber band and a paper clip, and somehow I got it to work.
It would just get stuck on that logo, that startup screen. You just see the Sony.
Oh God, I remember those days.
And you like. Is it going to turn on?
Hey, man, that's why you went into the armed forces. You can just MacGyver your stuff.
Exactly.
But they do. Hey, out here in California, though, there's 2 places, though, that work on old machines. But I have to drive 50, 60 miles to get to them.
Oh, man, no.
But they sell the pins. They sell the older parts. But you can order it online or do it yourself or have somebody else do it.
Oh yeah, I forgot the gum.
That's the best to lead to stay down, right? You would put gum in it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Also, we were talking about cloud gaming. One of the things, like you mentioned redundancy, which is exactly like you can have multiple CPUs. Cloud gaming can be scalable. Like we know Stadia, for example, if you're playing a game in 4K. Well, if you're playing in 1080p, you cannot go up to 4K if you're transferring to another TV, but the other way does work. And one of the reasons, because it's scalable, you can have multiple computer units working together. If you want to get 4K, you need more power. So to actually get more of these computer units working together. And that's also one of the reasons, I don't remember. Anyway, indie games that are using a certain software are not able to do that, and for that reason, like I think Arc had problems with that for this reason. They were not able to use extra CPUs, so they had to delay the release for this reason, or it might be another game. Anyway, I'm getting away from my point. That did mention earlier, PlayStation is bringing a lot of games to PC, and I wonder if it's not related to the same thing. As in, if they bring the games to the cloud, then they can actually run the PC version and put it on a scalable rig, so that if you, for example, have PlayStation Plus, whatever, the mega super subscription, then you actually get more rigs running for you to run the game in pristine 4K, 120 frames per second, with ray tracing on and all that, with the PC version.
It's kind of funny, though, that people say especially when Google closed their studios out, people were, oh, gaming is all about those exclusive and have PlayStation has the best exclusives, which they do. But them opening it up a little bit and going to the PC side, it tells you that PlayStation understands they cannot be a closed system anymore. They actually understand it. So they're going to have to open this up. And if they open this up in cloud, I think would be something that they can bust it open pretty quick. Because then
Yeah.
the barrier of entry is gone. Money is money. You're right,
Days-
Rick. It's
Well,
money.
Days Gone.
you know what they're doing? They're taking a page out of Microsoft's book. Microsoft learned the hard way.
Yeah.
If you open up and I'm not saying not just with gaming. Look at Windows. Who would have thought 5 years ago that Windows would be Linux friendly and allowing you to download, things like that? Like
That would have never
it's
happened.
inevitable.
With
It's
the old-
inevitable that this happens. I mean, you can't just stay closed off from the world. Maybe Nintendo can, but
Maybe
for
Apple
so
can.
long. And Apple, Apple's learning the hard way. They got to go to court to fight for that. But but Sony's been in the gaming industry for a long time. I can't imagine that they want to sit there and be the losers compared to lose out to Google or some of these or Microsoft. There's no way that you're going to sit there and tell me that Google's going to win the cloud gaming war over Sony or Sony's going to allow these things to happen. I won't. There's no way to believe that that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
Eddie brought an
said-
interesting
Yeah.
point. Money, it's not in the cloud. Money
It's
is
in
in
the
the mobile. And mobile, okay, so that's one of the extract from the big meeting that PlayStation just had. And one of the lines mobile is just one of the areas of exploring to reach millions of gamers beyond our platform. PlayStation has a huge catalog of diverse first-party IP that can transition to some smartphone gaming and complement our AAA games or live service games. We are exploring a mobile market with some wonderful PlayStation franchises. So please stay tuned through the investment in IP group collaboration within Sony. Investment in social and mobile. We are excited for the opportunity to continue to expand our community and welcome millions of new gamers into the PlayStation family. PlayStation is doing some big moves towards mobile that we have yet to see. So it's going to be interesting.
But I think cloud
You
already
didn't
addressed
pick on
that.
it?
I think cloud already addressed that because you can have that big game that you want to sit in your PC and play it, or you want to sit in your TV and play it, and then
Of course.
you're out and about. You can do it on your phone.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish. I'll wait.
The only thing I was going to say, having mobile games natively, still going to take memory from your phone for other stuff that you want on your phone, for other apps, and all that kind of stuff. Cloud doesn't have that barrier.
But
You need both because
exactly. Because apps right now, all these games, these app games, they actually connect to the cloud through the phone.
Yep.
Anyway, so
the difference though is because mobile apps normally that you install locally will use some data, but it will use a little bit of data, while cloud gaming eats through chunks of data. Canada here for mobile is really bad. I pay for my cell phone and my wife's cell phone, combined together, I pay $125 a month, and we each get about 4 gigabyte of data.
So it's not unlimited. Oh man,
It's not unlimited.
We're spoiled.
Huh? Yeah,
they don't have one. There's no such thing as unlimited. What are you talking about?
Especially in North
They
America,
throttle it down, I think, after a certain amount. Yeah.
Yeah, once you cross over 100 gig, then they got to say, "All right, we got to rein you in some."
Yeah.
but it's funny because I pay the same amount for my wife and myself, but I do get unlimited.
Yeah, we don't. So
Unlimited and sharing.
Yeah.
Here's the
That's
thing
the
that
thought of
we're forgetting, guys. So, cloud, honestly, some of these guys are just starting out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't. It's like people think shit can happen overnight. It's not gonna happen overnight. That's what this
I'm
whole
American.
thing
It
about.
happens overnight. I want it right now, darn
You
it.
know,
Paid with oil and money.
That's how that works. I want
look,
it now.
when you're talking $1 trillion, guys. Yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely for other stuff in Sony, but damn it, when Sony is also gaming, and I agree, a chunk of that's going to mobile, but I'm telling you, a chunk that
But
cloud.
but
A lot of
look
people
at
are home.
Yeah.
A lot of people
but
are
you
home,
look at the
man.
gaming market
Streaming.
though. What I can see,
It's the future.
Sony's getting into, they're bringing some of their games over to PC. They're looking at mobile now. So PC gaming is a huge industry. Mobile gaming, huge industry.
Right.
You would be stupid not to bring your games to those two platforms. PC gaming is still around. It's been around forever. It's never gonna die. Mobile gaming is a ridiculously profitable industry. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep growing.
And the way they're doing it right now is the mobile game is like an add-on for the actual game on the console, which makes you actually go both ways, which is also a way
to show that.
I mean, but they already had some PlayStation IPs on mobile. Like I brought it up on the previous podcast before. Like there was a Sackboy Run. You can download that right now and play.
Well, you guys show this. Are we hinting that I need to buy a controller? Because I mean, I'm debating on it anyways. But
Yeah, that needs a controller.
but you got those in my
You
face.
know what? I might
Bringing
just
back-
try Metro Exodus on the PC and see how that works with my my DualSense.
Yeah, because they just updated the controller on PC, and if you're playing Metro Exodus, and it's gonna come to other games, but if you're playing a PC version of Metro Exodus, all the things like on this controller here, like you get the haptic feedback, so the resistance and the triggers,
I don't know
but
any of that.
also like you can also feel like movement inside of a controller throughout a controller. It's an amazing controller, and only PlayStation does that. Like I know Xbox has some resistance and the triggers, but it's nowhere near the level of what PlayStation does. And up to now, the perk of PS5 is that it was the only place that it was possible to use that. But now they're adding it on PC. So Metro Exodus on PC now uses all of the features the PS5 uses on the DualSense. So
And
that's
can you
starting-
imagine when they add that to all of the other Sony games that are starting to shift that they're bringing? Just think when that ability to use those features work on other games as well.
And that's why
Which brings me to
Go ahead, Doctor.
okay, yeah, I was just gonna say we're seeing a lot of movement from PlayStation going toward PC. I think like I'm gonna go in the realm of speculations on here,
Oh
but
Lord!
like,
Oh no!
but if you look at, for example, what Microsoft has been doing with Game Pass, that you go in the app, you got some cloud games available. You have games available. You can play them in the cloud. It's actually more on mobile that you can do it, and now in the browser. But you can select to play mobile in cloud. You can select to play them installed on your PC, and those games are also available on your Xbox. Well, Sony right now has got the PS5 that you can get PS Now games installed onto, or you can play them in the cloud. And on PC right now, you can play those games in the cloud. But I'm starting to wonder, like all those games, like Days Gone, like Horizon Zero Dawn, and all that, and that they're porting to PC. If it's not Sony actually slowly preparing themselves to bring a PlayStation universe around, you can have it on console, but if you have a good PC, you can also play those games natively on PC or in the cloud on PC. And now they're adding the full support of the DualSense to PC, so you can play those games on your PC. If you have an RTX 3080, then put all the graphics to max, and that could be some interesting stuff.
Well, what I like about PC is that your game is never gonna just not work. So it's gonna work. If it works once, it's gonna keep working. So
Yep.
backward compatible is not going to be an issue.
Like Outriders.
Oh yeah. Don't get me. You're adding to my depression.
We have a rant over here between Will and I.
They're not stupid, man.
Yeah.
They know how many. There's a lot of PC players out there, man, and so it's like hit the consoles, hit the phones, get it all, hit it all, take it
Mhm.
all. Let everybody experience the game. So
That's coming.
yeah,
I really feel like Sony is going for the larger PlayStation ecosystem that you can reach on pretty much any system.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see that play out.
Real quick, I don't know if y'all can see that. If I can get
is that
right.
Sackboy?
Run, Sackboy, run.
PlayStation.
Oh my god, I
Mobile,
had that.
Is it fun?
and it's pretty fun. And
He was.
let me see if I get that in there.
Uncharted
Fortune Hunter.
Uncharted, get out of here with that thing. I thought Sony wasn't
fun.
in the mobile games. Come on.
And I just, Dr. Spaceman, I sent you this through the chat. Sony tells investor Uncharted 4 is heading to PC, and he's making more live services games. This is GamesBeat from VentureBeat, something like that. I just
Yeah.
saw that.
I don't know to which chat you send it over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private.
He knows
private
which
chat.
one the
Sony tells
pirate one.
investors,
Private chat.
come on, go away. Okay. Sony tells investors Uncharted 4 is heading to PC and it's making more live service games. Yep, that just came out today, 4:46 p.m. That's from Jeff Grubb. Okay. That is interesting.
Yeah, and Eddie made another one, Crash Run. That's another one that I mean it's still it's licensed. It's Crash Bandicoot on your phone. Like, I mean, come on now. Like they're not. They're definitely working their way up there to get slowly, but and obviously they want the Sony quality. You don't want some garbage game from to show up and it doesn't have that Sony appeal that you expect.
Yeah.
About that, Eddie, I think right now, like we're seeing on Steam, those games coming out. If you buy the game on Steam, then you only have it on Steam. But I think in the future, so because right now, if Sony sells a game on Steam, they have to pay Steam some money for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're making some money from the purchase, but they have to give Steam a cut. But in the future, it could happen that Sony launch their own more comprehensive app on PC where you can actually install the PC version of the games, and they will sell those that you can play through cloud, through PC, through PS5, all from within their own ecosystem. Then they're making 100% of the money from the sales. So it's all speculation, but I think it might be going towards that direction.
And another thing they're doing is every developer is creating their own subscription base, so that you have the whole library and you can connect it. For example, in the case of Ubisoft, they have Ubisoft Plus where you can get the whole library and you can connect that to Stadia
Mm-hmm.
and through GeForce Now.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple. And sorry, what you said?
And Luna too.
Oh, and Luna 2 is doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also Steam is now connecting a couple of games to GeForce Now. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that what Eddie was trying to say over there, that is it's more like in the sense of when you buying an app on mobile, they're making also buy the game on the console. Mm-hmm. So they make you spend more money so they can get more money.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole time. It's
Exactly.
the whole ecosystem. Like, hey, you get this AAA game on, Uncharted, whatever 5 come out, right? And let's say they got the Uncharted movie coming out, and then let's say they do an Uncharted spin-off mobile game or something to that. Like, it's all keeping you within the PlayStation ecosystem. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. No, that's some interesting stuff. And it was just announced that Uncharted 4 is coming to PC, right? This is the first time they announced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Because it's the first time I
I
heard
sent
it.
it to you because I'd never heard
Thanks.
that before.
Thanks. That's very interesting.
And
So
is that the biggest franchise ever for PlayStation Uncharted?
It's one of the big one out
One of
there.
the
one of
big
the-
It's
I
been
just love
long
those
standing.
games,
There
man.
was like 4 or 5 right. Well, I think there was like 6 or 7 in them, but there's like one on PlayStation Vita, and there's some that
Yeah.
they ran like side stories.
Mhm.
But it's an excellent franchise.
That's
Like since
that's Sony Santa Monica, right? Or no?
no, that's
No.
Naughty Dog.
Naughty
Oh,
Dog.
Naughty Dog. Okay,
Naughty
got it.
Dog.
Yep.
I think the biggest franchise for PlayStation is Gran Turismo. I think.
Yes and no. It's a franchise with a big past. It's really hard to say which one is the bigger.
It just depends on what
That's for
market you're
research for
talking
next
to.
episode to tell us who's the big daddy.
Like you ask me, I'm gonna say Ratchet and Clank because I'm a huge Ratchet and Clank fan.
But you know what, man? It's all look what gets nominated for the awards all the time. Who wins the awards? The year awards. You know.
God of War, Eddie.
God of War.
You know what, Eddie,
God of War.
guess what? I agree.
God of War sells a lot of systems.
I agree.
And no only on PlayStation.
I don't think Uncharted sells PlayStation units. It's not a game that will sell system, but it's a game that sells really well on the system because you're playing that and you just get to feel like you're playing a Hollywood movie.
Right.
It took the formula
like
from Tomb Raider and made Tomb Raider better to the point where Tomb Raider, like it copied Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider copied Uncharted.
Yeah.
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 They just took the formula and brought it to an whole other level.
I don't know how old is this, but it says the most popular franchises on PlayStation include Final Fantasy, $26.39 million combined units sold, Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, Gran Turismo, and Tekken.
See, Gran Turismo was there. I said it.
Good call. Good call.
That's an old
I mean, but
article.
look at that lineup, though. That's a hell of a lineup.
Exactly.
If you look at
It is.
those franchises,
I wasn't
Those
including
franchise
Final
players.
Fantasy because it's not a PlayStation Studios game. It's a
Exclusive,
third
yeah.
party.
Right.
But there's still a lot of exclusive games. And have you guys seen the story? But I've got it somewhere here. Final
Well, if you
Fantasy
go, if you
Origins.
go third party, the biggest game in any
Yes.
console will be probably Grand
Yes.
Theft Auto 5.
I need to
Minecraft.
find that.
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
no, how the hell? Grand Theft Auto 5, how is that? I'm still trying to understand how
How
that
is
is.
it?
Where's 6? Where's Grand Theft
How
Auto
old
6?
is it? We're not going to get a GTA 6 until like probably
Bro,
3 more
they're-
years
they're
later.
they're making money off of the DLCs off of GTA.
It's going to take them 20 years to get GTA 6, and by the time we'll get Grand Theft Auto 6 on the Grand Theft Auto 6, I guarantee you, it's going to be a PlayStation 8 exclusive.
No, it's gonna be a Tesla exclusive. You're only gonna be able to play it on the Tesla car.
You don't have to get GTA 6.
So there's a leak that came out from Square Enix for yet again a PlayStation 5 exclusive, Final Fantasy Origins,
Guys.
which will be a Souls-like game. So they described it as a game that will play similar to Jedi Fallen Order, but in the world of Final Fantasy 1, the first game that came out in the NES. So it's in that universe, but it'll play like it's a Souls game, Souls-like game. Extremely interesting.
I think Eddie got better information than me. Uncharted 4, 16 million copies. Spider-Man, 13.2 million copies. God of War, 12 million copies.
All right, Eddie, come on.
Yeah, so
Give us the-
We should invite
Put in
him next
Yeah,
time
yeah,
for the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
He
We're
was
gonna have
already
to.
on the podcast. We had him on before. He wasn't telling us this stuff then.
He's saving up for tomorrow, folks. He's got
Oh, yeah,
some
man,
stuff
he
to
was-
do.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Still, I think God of War is bigger than Uncharted 4. It's
So, Eddie
God of
gave you-
War
Eddie-
sells.
Eddie gave you
Uncharted
numbers.
has the multiplayer portion, and a lot of people like Uncharted, especially Uncharted 2 multiplayer, 3. I don't know about 4, but man. The multiplayer
Why you
was
say?
pretty.
I don't know about that 4, but
Yeah, because four was kind of like, to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, the one that I really did not enjoy was the one after 4.
Oh, Lost Legacies. That was a DLC, as Ray would put
That was
it.
a
That was
DLC?
that was an expansion.
Is that
That
a
was just
DLC or just
short.
a standalone?
It was a short.
Was
It was a short.
that like,
Miles
stand.
Morales was a
that like
DLC.
Miles Morales?
Was a
Just
DLC.
messing
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah. It was like
Yeah,
Miles
yeah.
Morales. according to
Man, according to Ray,
yeah,
that was
according to
Ray's
Ray.
count.
You know,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah,
man. That
yeah,
game
for
was
sure,
that
for
wasn't that was too short.
Man, but
Ooh,
And-
yes.
Another one here, Square Enix Guardian of the Galaxy game. So
Yeah. That'll be
they're gonna do the
interesting.
same-
Bet
Are
you
they
could
gonna
be
do
the
the same
raccoon.
as Avengers and not use
Get
any of
your
the
ass
actors?
So
Eat Groot.
yeah, I'm curious to know like it's probably gonna go the same way as Marvel's Avengers, like gonna be
Yeah.
multi-platform. So this will surely be an interesting game to keep an eye on because it's a franchise that no one knew about, and then they made a movie about it, and everyone's like, it's gonna be weird. No one's interested in that, and everyone fell in love with the franchise.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
It
good
was
movie.
it was
Yeah.
it was the talking tree stick.
It was doing Star Wars better than Star Wars.
No, don't say that.
Ow!
That hurt.
Ow!
Okay,
I'm
this
not
is
saying-
Talking about the new trilogy.
I'm not saying that it's a bad
I'm
movie.
out.
It
I'm
was a
out.
great
Oh, we
movie.
got Megatron, our
Meg is
new
in the
PlayStation
building.
Now subscriber. In
Woo!
the chat.
Yes, yes.
What's going on?
Snap.
Meg.
New podcast member.
We'll
Avengers
have her on as a
Reskin.
guest next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll need to get her
Get
on
her.
the show.
We'll get her on the show.
We get on the show and question her about
Yeah.
PlayStation Now. We'll grill her.
I can see her playing Payday 2. I'm guaranteed she'll be playing.
She would love to play Payday 2 with us, Ray.
Right,
The three of us just building a big old meth house.
Exactly.
Yes, I am.
Like,
You
see,
know,
there you go. There's the answer.
Ray, it's funny you mentioned that I used to work at a university that they had a gaming art style division, and Payday was actually a class because
Really?
their art style is so different than a lot
Wow.
of games out there that they featured that game. So it was.
I thought you were going to say that in your heyday you were running a
Man,
meth.
he
You
was
worked at a
scared.
university
He
where they
was
ran a
scared.
meth house.
Bro, I was
thought-
thinking, I was thinking that too. I was like,
and he's like, I worked at a
I was
university.
like, bro,
No.
I don't know who's watching the show.
I was like, you can't say that on screen. Not on the stage.
I'm glad that got all resolved.
Bro, he was
Oh
scared.
man,
I was like,
I'm
God,
sorry.
he's so calm too, man. He's like,
Breaking Bad.
No, not
I-
not that I was aware of, by the way.
What university was this? I want to tour that one.
No, but the
All right, Walter White, shut up.
man, Walter doesn't got nothing on me.
Start shaving your head.
You know, I still eat at the Pollos Locos.
We've upgraded the show to the late night show now.
oh my
This got
After
derailed
hours.
pretty quick.
CloudStation TV after hours. Join us. We have
No,
Walter
but,
Wright. Yeah, Mr.
And we
X.
do have a doctor, so you know things go wrong. We got a doctor in the house.
Hey, at least we got everybody laughing.
You've been laughing like for 5 minutes already.
So apparently, God of War Ragnarok will be next gen only, according to.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have to go buy a PS5.
Tell
If
you,
you can
man.
find
Yeah,
it,
there's
let me know.
a few sources talking about this that they were because Horizon Forbidden West is also coming on to PS4, But a God of War is slated for next year, I think, 2022. They were talking about 2021, but I think it's being pushed. And any games done after 2021 will be PS5 exclusive, apparently. And apparently, God of War Ragnarok is part of those games they're talking about that will be PS5 exclusive. So this will surely be very interesting to see. Personally, I prefer it this way because then they can concentrate of making the game mechanics based on the PS5. What's up?
That's that cosmic red PS5 controller. My wallet said buy, and I just purchased it.
Nice.
I don't even own a PlayStation 5, but I got a cosmic red controller showing up June 7th.
Hey,
You know,
those
Xbox got their own red controller.
It ain't shiny like the PS5 one, though.
It's not cosmic red. It's not cosmic red. But you know what? No. I'm not gonna knock Microsoft because the Xbox Series X doesn't have all those PS5 features. They probably will. It'll be a third party that makes it. It just won't be Microsoft. It's gonna be Rock Candy or something that's gonna make one for
I don't know. I haven't
Did
tried
you just
those
say Rock
haptics.
Candy? That's cold, man. That's cold. That's cold.
Maybe it'll be Razer that'll come out with one for them, an exclusive.
I'm just wondering if his wallet can be shared with mine. Because I need the money.
Hey, you should buy it. You got all those iOS stuff that you can use. It works.
You can even. I bet you Apple will let you finance it through the Apple Store.
Right?
put it on your Apple card.
Put it on your Apple card.
That's right.
Oh my
So,
god.
talking about an old game here, GTA 5.
$70? Are they crazy?
Come on, man. What happened to the upgrade hookup?
No.
Well, that's still
They
happening.
said money talks. Money talks.
Yeah,
This is what my son's been asking for, man.
What's going on right now is that once it comes out on PS5, the PlayStation got a deal with Rockstar that you get. GTA 5 will be available for purchase, and it will be the big price of the PS5 game, $70, which I find weird because it's an old game. Yes, they're remaking it, but it's still the old game. Yeah, like Eddie says, from 2013. So I already own that game on the PS3, on the PS4, on PC, and now it's coming on
How many
PS5.
times you go? But you know what? How many people are still going to pay that for that game?
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, they are.
Rockstar is like, see, we don't need to make a Grand Theft Auto 6 because we know that if we just
keep
remake
milking
Grand
that
Theft Auto 5, you're still going to buy it. You're going to complain, but you're going to buy it.
And I think including yourself, right, Bet?
I probably will.
That's what my son.
He's the biggest offender. That's why he's not in the States right now. That's why he's.
I had to hide.
He went out.
Part though is they already announced that on November once it comes out.
No, I was gonna say, Ved, what's your wife's text so I can just text her and tell her know your plans.
I can't give that out. I want to live another day.
I'm telling
yeah.
you, change the combination of your gun safe. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I ran to another country.
Man, I talk a big game, but I have a joint account too, so I can talk.
I talk a big game too, but I have a fear that I'm looking over my shoulder. One of these days, I'm not
all the
holding
time.
up. That's why I'm always moving.
You're gonna start feeling her breath right on your neck.
And I can't run. I had knee surgeries. I can't run away.
Yeah, and you're stuck in the middle of water in Nova Scotia and in Lunenburg.
Right. Can you at least swim pretty good? Because you're gonna need that.
I had partial knee replacements. I'm doomed.
Yeah. Better have some cyborg implants.
You could have took that money and bought you a PS5 GTA 5.
I know, right?
Interesting part though, GTA 5 is when it's released, it'll also have GTA Online as a separate entry, and anyone who's got PlayStation Plus once it comes out will get GTA Online for free to keep. So that is
Okay.
officially from PlayStation. You'll have 3 months to claim it. If you claim it, you keep it. So you don't have to buy a GTA 5. You can play GTA Online, and you don't have to pay extra if you have PlayStation Plus. So that I might get into. Buying GTA 5 again, though, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a tough one for
kind of
me.
with Eddie.
I'll bet if they put it on Stadia, you guys would buy it.
No, it'd be a pro game.
I bet you would too.
Yeah.
I'll bet
It'd
you
be a
do
damn
it.
pro game.
I'll
They put it
bet
on
you do
Stadia.
it.
That shit better be a pro game.
Good luck on that.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Rockstar don't play that.
They don't play that.
It's just
I
gonna
don't
be
play
like,
that.
they're just gonna be like, pro game. What now? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? They ain't gonna know what that is.
Yeah.
Pro game this. You gonna spend that $70?
Bro, come on, man. Now look, that's a 2013 game, dude. Like they
And your son is gonna be like, Daddy, I want that game.
he's
And then
been
he's just gonna
asking for it.
he's
Yeah.
gonna look at you,
Asking for
going,
it on
Daddy,
the
give me the
PS5,
game, and you're gonna be like, all right, son, all right, hold on.
I don't
Let
know,
me pay
hey.
for it.
When I left earlier, I had to close out my camera. I went back there and he slammed the top of the laptop down. I said, "What are you looking at?" I ain't looking at nothing. And he's smiling.
Hey, between
He
It's all
knows
red.
how-
History.
how
Look
many-
at
Yeah.
just to
how
make sure.
many people have bought like different system between GTA 5 and Skyrim? It's crazy. You know,
It's
people
crazy.
keep buying
Well-
the same game.
It's crazy.
Look at the PlayStation. Go ahead, JD.
No, I was just gonna say, make sure if you have a PlayStation Plus membership, because I didn't realize this for that GTA PlayStation Plus members can get GTA, $1 billion every month for the PlayStation for version of GTA Online until the launch of Grand Theft Auto 5 on PlayStation 5 in the second half, and it must be redeemed during this month of May.
Yep.
So go into the PlayStation Store before the end of this month and redeem.
I'm about to redeem
$1
that right
million
after
bucks.
here, man.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
after
and
here.
I'm gonna throw one other thing. If you pre-order the new colors for those controllers, if you go to Sony, you will shut up, Ray.
Where are you at now?
At
No,
the
he's
same
right.
place. Been hiding
Yeah, it's
out,
still
man.
Lunenburg at nighttime.
It's nighttime now, man.
It's not-
Yeah, anytime. We've been talking for
Nighttime is
hours.
party
Look what
time.
happened. I ain't going home yet. I got a room way back there. I'm on my boat still. But no,
Yeah,
if you pre-order, if you go to Sony and you pre-order the either any of the 3 new controllers, if you have PlayStation Plus, I believe it was, you will get it on the day it's released. They will have it delivered to you on that same day that it drops. So they'll actually ship it ahead of time to make sure you have it that day.
Nice.
Eddie
PS2.
beat me to it. That's what I was gonna say. The PlayStation 2 had 3 GTAs. GTA 5 has 3 PlayStations.
Telling you, GTA 6 ain't showing up till PlayStation 8 or 9.
I did not know GTA 5 was on PS3. Wow.
Yeah.
Those 3 generations
We've
there.
been talking for hours.
Forever.
We've been talking so long it turned nighttime, just like that. That's how it works in Canada.
I thought you
1
were
minute
just,
is light, and the next boom, it's dark.
I thought you were just hopping around different places so your wife won't find you. That was all.
The next thing you
That's the
know,
same
we'll end
place.
up in Australia, so I'm really out the grid.
360. Oh, there you go.
Oh man.
And tomorrow,
Instead of play.
there's a
Those will
state
be
play.
Oh man, another game of the year contender already.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
What is the other
That
game of the
game's
year
beautiful.
contender? Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Ratchet and Clank. Man,
Does
that's
Microsoft
two,
have any?
that's,
I forgot.
That's 2
No.
PlayStation exclusives and no
Resident Evil.
Microsoft
Resident Evil.
I
around.
thought Microsoft had some. Didn't they say they were going to have a Game of the Year some at one point? Oh no, they didn't. They can't compete with Game of the Year games.
Outriders.
Outriders, Game Pass, baby. Make sure you go get that.
No, man. Return of Craig.
They can't compete with that. That's why they had to make sure they could get the show on their own system. Because the
Or
only
put the
baseball
show-
game they could try to get
or
for
put the
game of the
show
year was
game.
Come
RBI
on, man. We
baseball.
got some Xbox guys here, man. Come on now. Come on.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, a lot of.
Hey, we're on a
stuff is
PlayStation
kinda-
show.
Hey,
Ready?
they came on the PlayStation podcast now. They know.
Yeah,
they know
yeah.
what's
No,
up.
but I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying if they don't pick up their game in terms of those type of games, you know, they're not gonna compete for that. They're gonna have their.
No, they're
niche,
gonna show
have their
something at
stuff, but
E3. I can't.
I don't.
I don't see how they.
I'll be surprised, to be honest with you, though. And
If
I'm,
they
and
show
I'm a
something at E3?
hardcore Xbox guy, you know, and still, even though I saw new images for Infinite, which were a lot better than what they showed first. So they're working on that game, but still, it's not at this quality. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Still not there. I don't know what they need to do or how they need to figure this out, but
I don't want to throw any shade to Microsoft. I love. I don't want to throw shade to Microsoft, but they might have some other priorities they got to deal with right now besides dealing with trying to compete with Sony, because you know they got their own Microsoft scandals popping up with the founders and divorces and other stuff. Come on now. They got a Bill Gates. I heard Bill Gates was in the news recently, so you know they might have to do something else besides worrying about Xbox right now.
She's gonna bring half of the studios with her.
that's a different podcast, man.
Yeah.
She gonna bring half the studios, but then all of a sudden we're gonna see a name and then what's Melinda doing over at Sony?
Yes. Melinda just got bought out.
Starfield.
Starfield.
Starfield ain't got nothing on Star Fox.
And Starfield ain't even Xbox yet. That's
It ain't even
Bethesda
Xbox.
getting bought out. That's still
We don't even know
Bethesda.
what it is. We don't even know what
Right.
it is.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything on it.
It's a
Hey,
walking-
Bethesda don't. The company don't even know what it is.
it's a Death Stranding in space.
If you build it, they will come.
It's like Phil Spencer's like Starfield. What's that? We got that?
What is that game? It's an Xbox Game Pass exclusive.
They probably Phil Spencer probably thought it was just a new version of Star Fox. That's
You
Star
think
Fox 3.0, baby.
you think it's the name of his internet connection?
See,
But the thing is, it's still something they acquired. It didn't came from in-house, so it's still it's different.
Yeah, well, they can't make anything. What's the last good game they've made themselves? And I'm not because you see that what they're doing now. They like shit. We can't compete with Sony. We're gonna have to buy everything so we can compete. Heck, we're gonna have to bring Sony time. The only way we're gonna compete with Sony is to bring their own GameStar platform.
One of the amazing.
What you can't fight with me is Forza is better than Gran Turismo right this minute.
Silence.
Fight with me. You can't fight with me on that one.
I'm gonna agree on you because Gran Turismo, I haven't been that much of a fan lately. I
There you
prefer
go.
the ones
There you
on PS2.
Sorry, I'm a Need for Speed
I'm gonna
person.
say-
So.
I'm not really.
See how this got quiet?
Forza aside,
Forza.
Forza aside, the greatest exclusive that Microsoft had in a while was Sunset Overdrive. Who does that belong to?
And that studio is a PlayStation studio right now.
Ouch.
Sunset Overdrive belongs
Yeah.
to Sony. It's a Sony
Right.
Studios
Come on,
game
Doctor
now.
went there.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. I think the best game that has come out for now, to
Just
be honest,
picking
from
that.
Microsoft is Flight Simulator. They just can't put it on the Xbox yet. You need like a whole rig for it right now for the
You know what it is.
anyway.
Come on now. Look.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Ray.
What?
Right now, Ray.
What?
Still, Halo is still one of the best
No.
games ever. But
Ow.
You're gonna get
See, that's what happens.
Bethesda's gonna get something.
That's what happens, Ray. That's what you get, Ray, for
Hey,
bringing
Ray.
up a Halo
Yes, sir.
franchise on the PlayStation.
no, but Ray still doesn't remember.
Ray, we're gonna
That game was
replace
done
you
by
with Eddie.
Bungie. That wasn't. And Bungie's a separate
That
company
is
right now.
Destiny. That's pre-Destiny.
That's pre-Destiny, yes.
Yeah.
You know that was a Mac game to start with?
Really?
Oh
Yeah,
man,
look it
that's
up.
crazy.
Halo.
Look at that Apple dropping the bombshell. Look, we're really going to come out and do our cloud
Hey,
gaming. We're going to
Halo
buy
on
everybody.
Apple Arcade.
Imagine that. Halo and Apple.
Arcade, baby.
Hey, don't. Yeah. Look,
You-
watch. If that comes true, DrSpaceman, we going to have something to talk about. We're going to have a whole nother podcast, the Apple Arcade.
Oh,
And right now we're going on our 5th hour. And we're going to
Yeah. So
Oh, man.
anyway, talking about the Horizon Forbidden West State of Play event tomorrow, some of us will be doing a.
I didn't get invited.
I tagged you, Ray. You're coming.
There's
You're
a
coming,
reason.
right?
That's what happens when you like a
JD
basketball
cannot
team that
come
can't
because
even
he'll
I,
be
win.
at
I
work,
might,
but-
I might. Something just changed, so I
Oh,
might be able to sneak up in there.
Okay, well, tomorrow we'll do a watch party for that State of Play.
Watch party without Ray. I'm just kidding. We'll invite Ray.
So last
I did
one
send your
wasn't
invite
too
out,
long.
Ray. I sent it out, but I think it went to King James instead.
Man.
I
Ray,
tried.
buddy, you're hurting. You're hurting.
Whatever.
Oh, man.
I can't even. I'm sorry, Ray.
Skate City. Yeah,
Skate
okay.
City.
I thought Dusty said. I thought Dusty said Apple Arcade showed up on PC. I was like, what? Apple's coming in strong.
Coming in hot. Let's go.
But yeah, we'll be doing a watch party tomorrow for Horizon Forbidden West.
gonna be
Hopefully,
awesome.
we get a release date. And seeing how close the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart 1 was to the release of the game, I'm thinking we might see Horizon maybe in August. Just
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
Pitch
going
that.
to be launching around Halo Infinite. If that game comes out this year, it's going
To
to.
fight with it, to like go against it.
because the game is already pretty much completed, like Helmut Hurst just said not too long ago, because he was the lead of the team that started doing the game until Sony tapped in him to be the head of PlayStation Studios. So he actually did an interview like 2 weeks ago or last week. Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks ago, and he actually mentioned that he not too long ago got on PlayStation Now and tried Horizon Forbidden West, which he hadn't played in forever, and it looked really good. And from the way he was saying, it's almost as if they were finalizing stuff to get it almost ready to ship. So
Wait,
I'm
did you
thinking-
say on PlayStation or on PlayStation Now?
PlayStation Now for playtesting. Well, did he say PlayStation Now for that part? Because he talks about PlayStation Now, which is being used right now in the
Nice.
pandemic for everyone to test the PlayStation 5 games.
No, nice.
So yeah, PlayStation Now has PS5 games, just not to consumers.
It's funny how PlayStation doesn't care about E3 anymore, and they're announcing gameplay and showing gameplay in May. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you know why they don't care about E3 anymore, right? They're pretty much the ones who started it.
And then they said, "I'm out," and just left.
Well, what was going on?
Nintendo started it, and then PlayStation was like, "Yeah, let's do that."
Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
PlayStation for a lot of years have been winning the E3 year after year, to the point where people were watching the E3 to see what PlayStation was going to do and how everyone else was going to answer. But it was all on PlayStation. But the fact that PlayStation was there was actually bringing eyes to every other competition. So at that point, Sony was like, we're investing so much in that. Why don't we pull out of there and instead do our own things? And now they're doing shows throughout a year. Like they'll do events on their YouTube channels. They'll do their state of play like this. They do all kind of shows, and they'll feature their main games, but they also do all kind of smaller shows for indie games that they want to get the information out there for. So all the budget that it would have spent for E3 is still spent, but with smaller events that are much more effective, in my opinion.
And not only that, with the pandemic now, most of these developers or companies have been forced to start using this type of things, like using Zoom or social media, and they save a lot of money, like you said. So, in a way, I feel like E3 is gonna start reducing the amount of people presenting over there and start going each one of them by themselves and doing what PlayStation is doing right now.
It's funny how even E3 was the place that you would try, media people would try the new games and they can write about them and all that kind of stuff. That even changed to put everything in the cloud, and they do those tests like PS Now doing it. So it's
And
like
was the Games Awards not too long ago? I think they were associated with
GeForce
GeForce
Now.
Now.
They did about 4 or 5 games that you could try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of doing a queue for like 3 to 4 hours to go try a game for like 20 minutes, then you get kicked out right in the middle of a fight or whatever. You just go on GeForce Now and you can play the game for the duration of the event. And
Do we
that's
know
really
if
awesome.
Amazon or Stadia or any of those players like GeForce Now are going to do anything for E3? I haven't heard anything. So.
We're gonna have another
Google, I don't know. They have a event that they're doing that's going to be tied towards gaming stuff, but
With
it's
the
not.
GDC.
I don't know if it's.
I doubt
It's
it.
something,
I don't think.
something separate. I don't know if they'll be. I think they're going to be doing their own thing away because it's going to be on a broader scale. From what I read, I don't remember the article I pulled up before, but I know they've got something coming up in July. If I'm correct, I don't know right off the top of my head without looking it up.
I don't think they're gonna be on E3. Actually, like 2 weeks ago or last week, I don't remember. Google did their own presentation on their products. They didn't mention anything about Stadia, but I'm assuming, like you said, they're gonna do that.
That wasn't
Google
really
I/O?
video games. That
Yeah.
was products. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
There's another event coming for
Exactly.
Stadia.
right.
Speaking of Stadia, I saw today that Justin Ubery just left Stadia and he's now at Clubhouse.
Yeah.
He started today at
Yeah.
Clubhouse.
Yeah.
To those who
So
don't know,
what number he makes of leaving? Which number he is of all the people who are leaving Stadia? Which number does he make?
Hey, look here, man. People leave and people
Well-
go.
No, I'm not saying anything against it. It's like we actually mentioned that on one of our episodes that, like you said, once leave, someone new will come with a different type of mentality that might help in the future. So you never know.
but for all the people that we know that have left lately, well, Jade Raymond heard she decided to move the studio elsewhere, so she didn't just shut down SG&E. She took SG&E, brought it over, made a haven with an exclusive contract working for Sony for PlayStation exclusive.
Right.
And she pretty much brought all the staff that she wanted to bring with her are still working with her over at Haven. So, but those people were already like going out the door when they shut down SG&E. So they weren't really leaving Stadia. As for Justin Uberty, he's the guy who made the codes for and all that for Google Duo.
Well, exactly,
He's a software
Eddie.
engineer.
15 years,
He
it was time for him to
created
move on.
WebRTC. Yeah, he created WebRTC, and Clubhouse is actually a communication application that is built on WebRTC. If I'm not mistaken, it actually
Stadia is built in WebRTC.
Mhm. If I'm not mistaken, I think Clubhouse actually belongs to Alphabet, so it's not within Google, but it's still under the same house a little bit.
But it seemed like a startup. It seemed like that. Maybe
I'll
they
check
have
it.
Alphabet money backing them, but I think they don't. I didn't even see a product yet. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Just verifying Clubhouse. Well, it
man,
might actually not be.
you even made Javier change his hat. That was amazing.
Developer Alpha Exploration. No, so it's an entirely different company.
Yeah,
But yeah, so it's a product that is built on WebRTC, which he actually helped develop. So he probably had a lot of contacts within that startup. So he's probably not leaving Stadia more than he's joining a project that he's been really passionate about. But it's still a very hard loss for the Stadia team because he was involved in so many things that happened on Stadia. He worked on the iOS app and the
Well,
Android app, and
if he's still in Alphabet, they're gonna pick up the phone and say, "Hey, bro, can you help me out with this?"
no, I just checked and I misread
It's
it.
not?
It's not
Oh,
part of
okay.
Alphabet. Sorry, but yeah, it's one of the hard loss because he was not involved in the SG and he was really making the platform better. So hopefully somebody pick up the slack he leaves behind. So because he was a big chunk of what was going on at Stadia. So Ray got to keep it real. The guy had 15 years at Google. He was the one who worked to
And
bring Google Duo to life. Yeah,
Yep.
I give him his props, but like I said, people leave companies and people move in spots, man. I
but
mean, it
he's a
happens.
pretty big piece of pie to replace, though.
Yes,
He
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 is.
brings a lot of expertise with him.
Yeah.
But there's some other amazing people out
I
there.
met I met two people that was in charge of Xbox when I went to the launch, and then when I went to a convention, and they're no longer there. And at the time, they were two big pieces. So
Mhm,
I mean, it happens. You
indeed.
know, it happens.
Well, Xbox after the Xbox One launch did a whole cleaning house and they rebuilt
It,
everything and they're still around.
that's
So
exactly. And like I said,
because
man,
that E3 presentation by the way was so bad that they had to do that afterwards.
it was horror. It was, dude. It was. I watched that and I said, "Oh my god!" But you got to give them props, man. You got to give props to Spencer. You know, he
Yep,
turned that around.
he did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this
and
is
no
the
doubt.
strongest I've seen Xbox
Yeah,
be in a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
they're trying to come back.
Hmm.
They're doing the legwork right now.
Did you and did you guys see the Amazon news though? Buying
MGM.
Oh,
MGM?
MGM. Yeah, yeah,
That's a big news.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
That's
that's a lot of
Luna,
money in
Luna
there.
at the casino of Las Vegas. Come on, let's go.
Whoa, that'd be a good idea, JD. You got it, bro.
what is it? 9 billion they paid for MGM.
I don't know, but it was like an obscene amount of money. I can tell you that.
I
Um,
think they estimated MGM to be worth 10 billion, and they made an offer for 9, and apparently it went through. I think.
as soon as
Hey,
I
that's
found out, the first thing I did, I tweeted them and say, "Could you make GoldenEye again, please? Thank you."
That's
wow.
one thing. How is gonna affect the James Bond franchise having this new head of company or whatever you want to call it?
As a whole, I think Amazon is just gonna, pour money into it because that's the only cash cow I think MGM has, right?
Prime Video is about to get really interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
that's for sure.
And I think some of those franchises are gonna start showing up in Amazon development. I think so
But
for gaming.
don't be surprised if we see something similar to Prime Video pop up on Sony's side. I know they've been talking a lot to Netflix though lately, so it's gonna be like with that
Netflix news. Bro.
that package, huge amount of money they just dropped at 2 trillion yen. They say they want to invest. That will, of course, include something for streaming service for TV shows and movies. I would guess. So they're gonna put a lot in PlayStation, but it's not just gonna be PlayStation.
Well, they
Music's gonna be in there. Hmm?
PlayStation canceled communities and all that kind of stuff. They're making server space for something. They're moving stuff away for something. I don't know what it is, but they're getting ready for something.
I've been saying since the beginning. I think Haven is making home a new home because it's Jade Raymond when she was at Stadia, and there was an interview. I'd have to find it. I think I got it saved somewhere. She was basically asked in the interview what she was working on and everything, and she described making a what's the name again of the show? Outworld or the thing with the cowboys and robots and all that.
Westworld.
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 She
yeah.
described making a Westworld type of environment.
Nice.
That you play the game, you get all kind of interactive stuff that you interact with your own avatar. Then you get access to arcades and a bunch of stuff like that. It's pretty much PlayStation Home what it was back then on the PlayStation 3 that they ended up shutting down because it was once again Sony
Just
being Sony so much in front in advance on their time. But
Outworld Outriders. I hear you. You forgot Outcasters. Outcasters.
I actually once did a Outriders stream and tagged it as Outcasters. Like, why is no one coming? I'm streaming a brand new game that just came out yesterday. No one's popping on my stream, and then I finish the stream. It's like Outcasters. What?
wow.
Yeah.
DM at CloudStationTV. Oh. But yeah, I'm fairly sure that Jade Raymond will be that. Well, she was talking about something very similar to PlayStation Home when she signed with Sony. I'm really sure it's going to be the direction where they would have gone.
My thing when she signed with Sony and going to back with what you said, that she was bringing all these Google Stadia people to her new studio because that's the people she was working on. I haven't in my head that maybe she's doing a cloud-based thing as well for Sony, and this could be the launch of that big cloud push for them.
Player for you.
That could be that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see play out. I'm really eager to get more information on what's going on there. So yeah, that's the Eddie just sent me that. I know Paul also sent me the link earlier. It's basically a brief of corporate strategy meeting that Sony had, and it's got some very interesting information in it. Is it the same one I saw earlier? I think I saw another version.
Sony taking over the world.
Yeah.
Are they invested in Epic Games? Wait, I saw Epic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They got $450 million invested in Epic Games at the moment.
Wow, and Epic needed money? That's interesting.
Well, they are suing. I think they're in a lawsuit with somebody. So I don't know what company. I'm not sure what the name of that company was for some reason.
I think it's like
Eddie said page 42.
Yeah.
Page 42.
Perfect.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
DT's
anime.
collaboration.
See,
There you go,
Funimation.
Funimation. Yeah.
Is that a PlayStation Now logo? Thought I recognized that.
Right there.
Right
I thought
here.
that looked familiar. How do you think we get all this news, folks? We partnered with Sony. They just haven't updated their logo to look like ours. Why do you think we get all this information on hand and it always comes true?
Sony also has
Look at that.
service for communities of interest other than anime. One is PureFlix, a faith and family-centered offering. Another is our video DTC service in India called Sony Live,
Yeah. Ooh.
which is rooted in local culture and has increased its paying subscribers to approximately 5.6 million by about 8 times.
Wow.
In the 12 months through this April.
yeah.
So they're doing some big moves. And they're talking about the game DTC service. And also not too long ago, not too long ago, there was something about PureFlix will come to PlayStation, its own version of Netflix. That should be interesting. But also there was a video
With
service
no cursing
on
because it's pure.
Right, it's pure. It's a
No cursing, no killing, no blood.
but I don't remember what the name was.
You
But
mean
it's
I'm-
like Video Pass Plus or something like that, where you could actually claim some movies and TV shows on your PlayStation Plus account. So
God, I remember that.
yeah, it's in Poland. They're doing like beta testing it right now. Like they put communities on there.
As long as I can watch, if they can give me a PS5 so I can watch the God of War movie or whatever they're working on, I'll be all right. I mean, Ray, get on that and buy me my PS5 for my birthday so I can watch that movie when it comes out.
Oh, I got you, man. I got this mini PlayStation behind me. I don't play it, so I'll probably send that to you. There you go. About his PS5 you'll get from me.
If we get 3 more, he'll have a 5.
There you go. Exactly. JD.
I'll just start stacking them on top of each other. I got a PS2. I just need to get a PS3 and stack them together, and I might have. There's my PS5.
And you'll be the first one with a
got the
PS5
controller
small
coming.
edition.
You already have it.
That's the PS5 Slim.
So,
That's
yeah,
what he's
exactly.
Yeah, the Uncharted movie. Yeah, I mean,
The Last of Us with Pedro Pascal and that old girl in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. But Sony already signed a deal with Netflix for those to be on there when they come out on stream, though. That'll be
2022.
very interesting.
2022. That's the date
The Last
for
of Us?
that. No, I mean the deal with Netflix. The deal
Yeah.
which begins studios in 2022 releases builds a Netflix assistant partnership with Sony Pictures.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some very interesting stuff in there.
Um,
So anyway,
did
Yup.
you see
Sony
the
had
news?
a streaming service that they had, like for movies, like older movies, that it was free.
yeah, PlayStation videos for older movies.
No, I think it's Crackle or something. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, Crackle.
oh yeah, I remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Assume that's still around, isn't it? Or no?
Yeah, it's still.
I
It's still
believe.
Right,
Yeah,
still
I think you got. Yeah,
I think you had like ads. The movie was free, but you would have like a bunch of ads in it.
it's the same as Pluto
I mean,
TV.
it's just it was changed. It's still Crackle. They just added Sony in front of it to call it Sony Crackle. So
Sony Crackle. Okay.
Sony Crackle Pop or something like that. I could not help myself on that. That's the stupidest
Man,
joke.
Matt, they just gave it to you.
It's like
And
everyone
you just,
laughing.
that was served up. Hit it home run on that one.
That's what you guys.
Ray. Shut up, Ray. You laugh too, so it doesn't.
Yes, that's why we do our shows live and not pre-recorded. That way, I don't have to edit out that stuff. It happened
Yeah.
live. I got no control over it.
Yeah, it is.
Unleash
You
the
see it
vet.
here first.
You know, Matt, what you needed in the background was the right there.
I
After that.
should have, man. I need a sound effect bar because that was gold.
Hey, I got your sound effect right here. Right, look. There you go. There you go. That's what that joke is doing right there.
He's getting back to you. About fucking
That sounds
talking
really
about
weird.
It does. That must be that
Back at you
Microsoft
about-
technology.
My wife don't even know about this, man. When she sits down,
Dusty said it sounds like a snack.
She does now. She does now. I tipped her off and let her know to watch this video.
shut up, man.
Secrets getting exposed. CloudStationTV after dark.
Go and you'll buy the sound
Hey,
effects.
that's
Don't
the-
tell the wife.
Hey,
Matt,
that the last
Elgato
part
sounds
is
so
always
nice,
what I
man.
say. Or usually it's my kids. I'm like, don't tell your mother because it's something I'm doing that I ain't supposed to do. And if you're a dad, you understand what that means.
Oh yeah. Don't tell your mom.
It's, don't tell my
Daddy,
wife or don't tell your
bro,
mother.
Daddy, you said not to lie. I'm not saying you to lie. Just don't say anything to her.
Dude, my son had the headphones on. He's on the laptop. That's why I left. The latch was on the door. She's been sitting out there 15 minutes banging on the door.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm surprised you're still here, Ray.
It just
we're
happened again.
way
Dude,
over
it just
the
happened- it
show
just happened
time.
again. It just happened again. That's why I got up, man.
What he's saying is he ain't gonna be around much longer.
Right, pretty much.
Bringing Netflix and chill to video games. Yeah, Netflix seemingly hiring to help it make more
Hey, I'm
games.
about to go. Hey, they're just down the freeway, man. I'm about to drive over there and knock on their door.
But you know, Netflix already tried that. If you remember, they had what was it, Minecraft story mode or something like that.
Yes, they still have
that
it.
they tried
they
out.
still have that.
Yeah,
And they
I
have,
remember that was you used your remote and you had to make the selections and then you'd watch it as it went along. So
Yeah, that was
it wouldn't surprise
Black
me.
Mirror.
But
Black
my
Mirror.
thing is, if they're trying to do a gaming or even do like cloud gaming or anything like that, all their stuff is in AWS anyway. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Well, Netflix is a pretty good video streaming platform. They already did the first steps for tech wise, and they got plenty of
Oh
money.
man,
Yeah,
So
Ray's
Black
gonna
Mirror-
use that line on his
Black
wife.
Mirror one was crazy.
Dude, there ain't no.
Hey girl,
Two
want a
things
game
that don't
chill?
mix is-
Let's go use that line.
Dude, there's no game and chill because I'm too busy gaming, man.
But that goes into the point with PlayStation and Netflix. Like if they're talking deals, that could be part of that deal. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should I feel sorry for Ray?
Yo,
We're like this every night, too. I don't even understand how he comes back to the show every week.
he should be banned. Like I'm surprised his wife didn't ban him. You can't go on CloudStationTV no more. Like
Bro.
Those boys
You're gonna
are a
see-
bad
hey,
influence on
JD,
you.
you're gonna see a tweet in the next couple of days. Unfortunately, I would not be able to participate in CloudStation TV.
We're gonna start a-
My life
Ray,
was
you know,
threatened.
But like,
Ray,
I
I was
was
gonna
saying,
say-
he won't let me in the
Hold on.
house. He won't let me in the building.
I'm not gonna bring up another.
Listen,
He's not
I didn't
taking
order
care
no
of the
$70
kids.
controller, man. I know better. I didn't order a $70 controller.
Weren't you on another PlayStation show, or you were going to be on a PlayStation show? What was the name of that? Do you remember?
What the hell is that? That was.
I think it was. Was it Pee Wee's Play? Oh no, not Pee Wee's Playhouse.
It was the Playhouse, man.
Yeah, but it
Playhouse.
Playhouse. And I hated that,
But it was.
man. How do you feel like doing a show, me and you in the Playhouse?
That just
One
sounds
show,
creepy.
y'all. That
That
was
just sounds
one
creepy right
episode.
Looks like
You
a show
know,
that will announce
one
free
You
candy.
episode.
see, yeah.
The network
that
acts
went
real
bad
fast.
real quick.
One episode of the Playhouse.
Hey Ray,
I remember
let's go to
hearing
the
about
Playhouse.
that.
Limited run.
I didn't even
was
make
a
it out of the
one-off.
pilot season. The pilot episode
One-off.
failed this week.
Wow.
Crash and burn.
He did
baby,
one
crash and
episode, and we
burn.
brought him over here instead, showed him what a real PlayStation channel was about.
But bet he didn't tell you that he needed to wear a bow tie.
No,
I
man.
just
Ray
wanted
in
to
a gray
feel
suit.
sorry for Ray.
Playhouse.
No, he
You-
said F PlayStation. I'm an Xbox fan. And I was like, what?
Eddie got the
Are
right
you
idea.
crazy?
Wow. Xbox fans trying to do a PlayStation show. Why do you do this?
You know what I mean?
Why do you do this? Hey, Will, answer that question. Why do you do this? You guys are Xbox. Look, come on.
Yeah, I know.
You're on a
I know.
PlayStation show. Why not
happens.
come over to the PlayStation house talking all that smack?
Here's
To the
what's
Playhouse.
worse. Our 90-minute show is now pushing to 3 hours. So
We're at our 6 hour.
I was just messing, Will. I was just messing. You guys are awesome.
We always say that this is a 90-minute show. I think we've only done maybe one, maybe two 90-minute shows. I think our first episode was 90, and after that, it just
Keeps getting
Keeps getting
larger and
longer.
larger. Hey, that happened to us the same thing.
It gets-
We
it
kept
gets
saying
longer.
we're gonna do it. Hey man, we're gonna stick 30 minutes. Our last show was like an hour and a half. So it's
And then you added 2 more people. You gotta make it longer, though.
right.
I blame Sony for our show keep getting longer though. And
Eventually-
Ray. So
eventually, our 90 minutes episode will end up in the 24-hour stream.
Ray couldn't go longer in the Playhouse. I'm just gonna say.
Hey, JD, shut up. Man, got my eyes burning over here, man. Shut up.
well, you spent too much time in the Playhouse.
Man,
Stupidest ass.
I can How can you make an Xbox game sound that creepy? I have no idea. The X House.
The X House.
Okay.
The X House.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you've joined Cloud Station TV. So, Vet, where can we find you other than Playhouse?
Like, you know, I didn't come up with the name.
It's
I didn't
no
come up
longer.
with the name,
It's no,
okay?
the Playhouse is burned down.
You guys can find me at Vet Cloud Gaming on YouTube and Twitter. I'll be live. I'm 5 days a week. I'm usually on. I've got shows scheduled all through the week. So just
Eddie's killing me, man.
You'll do it. You can make it. I believe in you, Vet.
Eddie just killed me with that one.
let's go be Eddie and Ray's new show.
It's, the
X
the
House.
Triple X House. You could get Rodella. Who? You, Rodella. Come on, Triple X House.
What the heck?
You
Put me
more
on,
out there. You
put me on that show. I'll talk about Xbox.
just put XXX House with a big question mark. Everybody. That show will probably get all kinds of people.
That's clickbait. That's clickbait.
Hey, and you can live stream it on Twitch in the hot tub.
That show is gonna have to be in Pornhub. You can't do that on YouTube.
Just only.
All right, can we hurry up in the show?
It's all
Hurry up in this
OnlyFans.
damn show. Come on,
Oh my god.
Blake.
You know what?
How much
about
do you
JD?
charge for OnlyFans? Like $30 per month?
He charges a PS5.
Ray's already in trouble, so we gotta stop it.
JD, where can we find you?
All right, man. You can find me at the Triple X House on only. Nah, this. You can find me right here at Cloud Station TV. You can find me on the Waypoint Gaming Podcast tomorrow night with Rick Tone and the fam.
Oh.
You can catch me Stadia Vet Gaming Network Friday Night Fights, baby. Let's go.
I'm
Then
Green
X-rated fights.
3473, formerly of the Playhouse.
Now known as the Triple X House.
You can find us down in San Francisco.
Sin City, California.
Sitting at the dock of the bay.
I will. You can find me on Rock Review. You can find me on the Retro Rewind Sunday. You can also find me also here on Cloud Station TV. I also work behind the scenes of the SBCN and just Twitter, Ray3473. I post what I'm doing. Thank you, and F you guys and your Playhouse jokes. Oh, one episode of the Playhouse, damn it. Just one episode of the Playhouse.
That's all it took to make you famous.
That's all it takes is that one time to come in.
The first time
Oh
for
my god.
Got him.
And Will Javier from the Gaming Arena podcast, thank you very much for coming in.
Oh
our
man.
Man,
insanity.
we had a blast. I can tell you that right now. Thank
We
you
have
so
to
much
do this
for having
again.
us. Thank you so much for having us. We
Definitely.
appreciate it.
So,
Definitely,
where can we
definitely.
find you guys? Just to a repeat.
So
from the
in
beginning?
all our social media, you can find us at Gaming Arena Pod, or you can actually access our website, www.gamingarenapod.com, and over there you can find all the info.
Yeah, and we also have our show every Thursday. If you can find it at the Gaming Arena Podcast.
There you go, Eddie. So throw some Spanish over there. A ti, hermano.
Hey, there it is.
Muchas gracias, muchas gracias.
Just so you know, it was the playroom. It was the playroom.
Oh, now
No.
you changed it. Oh,
That's
geez.
the Triple X house.
Playroom.
Hey, I'm not gonna.
even worse.
We're not gonna do a
That's even
triple
worse.
X.
We're not even going to touch that with a 10-foot
Playroom.
pole. That's just.
I'm not gonna
I
do a
guess that's
triple
the
X
play.
room show. Okay, not the triple X room show. I'm not doing that. Okay. That sounds like like leather and whips and all that kind. I'm doing that show.
See you, hablo español.
There you
There you
go.
go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
JD,
should
it sounded
listen to
pretty
our
good.
podcast, which is in
You-
Spanish.
You do Spanish
This is
too?
Spanish. There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's
Cerveza.
Brazilian, so Portuguese, and
No,
I need to learn my
Portuguese for me is like drunken Spanish. So
Well, Javier knows a little Portuguese. I'm not.
Portuguese.
There you go. See,
same thing with playing locations. Just scratch.
Ray ain't never gonna live this episode.
Wait, do
Anyway,
you tell your wife to come to your playroom?
next time,
Yeah,
Ray,
come on,
Ray,
man.
next time they tell you Gaming Arena is going to be on the podcast, you're probably going to bow out. It's like, no, I'm good.
He's like, I'm good. I'm good. Good.
Anyway, just to conclude, so I'm Sebastian, aka DrSpaceman. You can find me on Twitter at DrSpaceman Games, also on YouTube, DrSpaceman. I stream every Sunday night, and also you can find me here at CloudStationTV every Wednesday evening. So thank you very much, everyone, for participating in our madness. We had a lot of fun. Thank you a lot again, Gaming Arena Podcast, Will and Javier. So
Thank you guys. Thank you.
have a very good night. See you all around.
Later.
You guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.